Coast, and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery,
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 till 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990.
It's a very warm, and I do mean a very warm welcome to everyone this afternoon on Bar TV for this absolutely captivating fixture between the Cardiff and Terrigal Avoca football clubs at Hillsborough. My name is David Redden.
Warm afternoon here at Hillsborough Oval for the last ever game here, David, at Hillsborough Oval before moving to the Pasterfield Complex next season for the Cardiff Football Club.
And it's a huge game in the context of the league. It's not the last round. There'll be no ducks and drakes. The teams are at full strength. There have been a couple of changes which we'll try and get through to you. In fact, I won't dilly-dally. Lucas, could you please read out the updated and amended Cardiff side?
I can, David. Cardiff Australian Football Club, number 1, the skipper Simon O'Brien, 3, Matty Vukovic, 4, Jack Lennon, 5, Chad Mayo, 6, Nick Tomlinson, 7, Bryce Gretz, 11, Zachariah Medcalf, 12, Lockie Price, 13, Nelson Brown, 14, the late emergency Josh Murphy is in, David, 15, Jake Island, 16, Lucas Borrow, 18, Brent Job, 21, Jack Pratt, 23, Hugh O'Neill, 28, Liam Gibson, 29, David O'Donnell, 33, Trent Thompson, 35, Marcus Delure, 51, Tom Yench, 53, Andrew Walker, 56, Miles Peterson, and 66... Oh, no, sorry, Cam Jones is out, isn't he, David? So
correct.
Cam Jones is no longer.
And umpires, please, from you, Louis.
Umpires, David Field. Umpires, Darryl Luck, Dave Parsons, Tom Stewart. Boundary umpires, Chris Falley, Luke Richards. And in goals this afternoon, David, Jake Lowe and Joey Mott.
Thank you, Lucas, and a big cheer out of Peter and Catherine Delure down there in Melbourne. Marcus said that you'd be watching, so again, we appreciate the fact that you watch every time we've got Cardiff on. Peter and Catherine, have a lovely afternoon. Terrigal Avoca Football Club, Mark Skewson 30, Matt Shortall 1, Corbin Bond 2, James Webster 3, Lockie Ballas 4, Josh Polglay 7, Brandon Thomas 8, Jack Grimman 9, Sam O'Brien's moved from number 12 to number 6, Jason Van Dam 13, Benjamin Lamb 15, Will Delahunty 17, Dan Houston 22, Will McKellar 23 as Cardiff run under the ground, Thomas Creswell 26, he was outstanding last week, Kurt Fleming 34, Alexander White 37, Pete Van Dam 39, Chris Bishop 50, Jasper Davis 54, Jared Flinton 60, and the late in Lucas Holmes to replace Jason Roach is Brendan Harper in 14. This has the potential to be one of the best games in the last couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, basically the minor premiership's up for grabs right here, right now, isn't it, Louis?
Sure is, David. However, Terrigal having Newcastle City next week could slightly change that, but for here and now, this could decide the minor premiership, and of course, David, the all-important first place gets a week off in the first week of the finals.
Absolutely, that precious week off, and it's just quietly the top 4 sides again play each other next week because Cardiff have got Warners Bay here. They do. And what'll be a momentous occasion will be a big crowd, 2 times the teams that don't get along, and Warners Bay, we're looking to try and get some good form going to the finals against one of the best teams in the competition. And Cardiff may very well we're playing to secure or get them on a premiership. So just so much on in these last 2 rounds, and the draws come out perfectly, hasn't it, Louis?
It sure has, David. Very intriguing. Is what you want. Leading into the finals, don't know what's going to happen. We have about the top 4 or 5 sides set, David, but then we have another 4 or 5 sides fighting for those last 3 spots in the final 7.
Lucas and I will be giving you updates of scores. The games that really matter around the league at the moment are there's 2 of them that are highly important, Lucas Holmes, and that is here, and then Gosford and Killarney Vale at Adcock Park in West Gosford. We will keep people up to date. So basically, Gosford win, they're in the finals. If Gosford lose, and I think Wine Lakes, it's fair to say, will probably beat Lake Macquarie, Louis, to be honest with everyone, then that means a sudden death game next week, Gosford and Wine Lakes at Adcock Park. So huge stakes for the Gosford Tigers. And then let's get back to here. Terrigal Avoca playing in the full white strip today. Cardiff Avoca in their cheese and beetroot at home. Here at Hillsborough, there's a good crowd here. It's Old Boys and Sponsors Day. The ground, not in bad condition. It has been, as well documented across the state, very dry. Terrigal Avoca warming up down to our left. There's actually dust coming off the ground. That really isn't anybody's fault. It's just been so dry. They have put water on the deck, Louis. I was watching the umpires do their practice bounce-ups, and the ball's going almost as high as the telegraph pole, the wiring above the ground. So ground not in bad nick. It is hard underfoot, but that's the way it is. It is a very warm day. Lucas and I have got the sunscreen on here. No jokes. We're looking into the sun when we commentate here at Cardiff. We face from east to west, and I would reckon it's 22, 23 degrees. Louis, is that fair?
It is fair, David. And just quickly update everybody. Terrigal Avoca skipper Jimmy Webster winning the toss and will be kicking from right to left on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Terrigal Avoca kicking from right to left. Downhill as well here. There's at least a 7 or 8 foot drop from this ground from the right of screen down to the bottom. You can't really tell on the television, but when you're sitting here where we are, sort of on the half-forward flank, it's quite a pronounced drop here at Hillsborough. So just about ready to get going here, and cannot wait. As I said, Lucas and I will have updates for you. We'll try and get you updates during the quarter as much as we can from Adcock Park. Lucas will open up a second screen now so we can just flick between the two, particularly when we get a goal break, Louis, and after a sponsor read. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, the Elliott Davey Medal Night will be broadcast on Bar TV. That's August the 22nd at the Belmont 16 Footers Club. Should be a fantastic night. Can't wait to be there, and it'll be interesting to see who's going to win the best and fairest and make the team of the year and so forth. Lucas and I have waxed enough lyrical about how good a night it is. It is a superb night, run brilliantly by our league operations manager, Gary Birkinshaw. Lucas Holmes. Sure is, David. A very enjoyable night with all 3 medals up for grabs, David.
Indeed. Yeah, teams of the year, things like that. There's just, rising star, all sorts of things like that. Volunteer of the year, and will be a special night. 22nd of August, ladies and gentlemen. And that'll be live on Bar TV. Well, here we go. Now, Yench should be at the back of the square. So
Gretz.
It looks like, so it's Yench, Gretz, Delure, and is that Vukovic in 3? No, it's 23.
23, Hugh O'Neill.
It's Hugh O'Neill, I think, starting. So Jack Lennon was named at full forward, and that's an authentic name. That surprises me. When I saw Jack named at full forward, I thought that was a lot of furphy, but it's not. So Simon O'Brien's gone into a pocket. Josh Murphy's gone up to the square, so's Jack Lennon, so that's fascinating. Andrew Walker's gone out to the half-forward flank, and Will McKellar will pick him up over here right in front of his screen. There's 53, and there's McKellar next to him.
And in the middle for Terrigal, David, Jasper Davis in the ruck. You've got Jack Grimmond in there. James Webster, no surprises.
Is Bishop in there? One siren to go.
In the back left there.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Next
so
next
Bishop,
to
Grimmond, Davis. Now, I was mentioning last week Davis jumping off 2 feet.
Yep.
He cannot do that against Yench. Yep. Yench will go over the top of him.
And Scoos has gone forward as well, David.
Scoos has gone forward for Terrigal Avoca. It's rock and roll time here, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot wait. Fantastic to be here with you, Lucas, again, mate. The old partnership, 3 years have been going now.
We have, believe it or not. No, very enjoyable as always.
G'day, Beast Senior. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Lots and lots of people here at Hillsborough. Great atmosphere. And here we go. The biggest game of the year so far. The minor premiership up for grabs. Let's go. Jasper Davis, Yench goes up top. Free kick straight away. Have they paid advantage? They have. Goes forward. I think it was Delure. That should be behind. I think it was gone out of bounds. Out of bounds. So very quick advantage paid. And there'll be a ruck contest here. I'm assuming that Walker will come into the ruck. Yench will go back and form the wall, which he has. And Andrew Walker's going to come in here.
With McKellar, David, for Terrigal Avoca, rucking in the back half.
McKellar's put his hand up and nominated. Thank you. I would expect Walker to win this. And the ball falls very short. Alex White gets one right out in front of the committee. Yes, should have been over the shoulder, not paid. And second over the shoulder thing, not paid. And there's the second one has been paid. So Gretz has got a free kick here. He mightn't realise it yet. Fleming went over his shoulders twice, and the second one came up with a free. And Gretz is just being told now that he's got a free kick. This is within kicking distance here at this shortest ground. It's the shortest ground in the league, only 133 metres long. Adcock's 134. So he's only 40 metres out here. Let's have a look at Gretz on the naked eye. It's fallen to the left. Oh, you're going to be kidding me. Not almost an uncontested mark, and it's been rushed. Who dropped that mark? Was it Lennon?
Walker, I think, David, at the back.
Okay, thank you. So, behind, Bishop's got the kick-out duties. No surprise there. I will talk about kick-off duties in a break if I can, Lucas. There's a fascinating experiment going on at Coburg this afternoon, which we should talk about. Left footer comes back into the square. O'Neill's up there. Oh, Bishop takes that one uncontested.
And just with that first kick out to Cardiff going again with the zone defence.
Not a surprise. Well, Grimmon's gone. Jason Van Dam's there, but Greg's going straight down the ground. You've got to do it here. You get maximum benefit here. Pete Van Dam at centre-half forward. That's how quick it is. The transition's gone straight to the forward line. Marking contest. That's falconed. Could have been Mayo there.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon Thomas at full forward. Yeah.
Oh, it's on in the square. There's a bit of argy-bargy. A little bit more serious than that. It's not handbags. Just sitting there hoping not to explode too much. Now, Darryl Luck saying we'll just continue on with the football, I believe. Thomas is reeling away there. I think he's acting, trying to stage for a free kick. Academy Award, Brandon, who's in sparkling form last week, running off D. Petrie, wasn't he, Louis?
And was it superb kicking the 8 goals, David?
Ball falls short. That's an illegal ruck contest. Harper had no right to go in, and the free kick, Van Dam was the nominated ruckman. Lucas, that's for the record, one of the first times this year I've picked that up.
Spot on, David.
Tomlinson off his non-dominant, goes down the line.
Downfield
so it's on at the back. Who gave away that silly free kick? Could have been, because of Polglaze, not sure. Jason Van Dam courageously backs not back, then gets a tap out on his back. Remarkable. Bishop wanting a ball off Grimond. Gretz gets that football out right in front of us. Oh, it's hard on. It's early on here. Polglaze gets that out. Grimond handballs out. Bit sharp there for Webster. Grimond again. Running past was Bayless. Mark taken there. Is it Shortall? Yep. So Shortall, 45 to 50. I would have thought this would test him. And bit of argy-bargy on early, Louis, so there's a lot at stake.
There is, a game being played at a frenetic pace in the first 3.25 minutes, David.
It's a dust storm, not quite like some parts of Australia, but goodness me, there's some dust being raised on this ground at the moment. Just no rain in our part of the world at all. Shortall gets it up to the square, falls to the right, and it's a behind. So Terrigal Avoca and Cardiff, 1 point each. I'm assuming it's been very dry in Bathurst as well, as it, Louis?
It sure has, David. Listening to some people the other day with rain starting to fall in regions like Parks as well, David. So it's great to get some rain finally out in the Central West.
Yeah, they need 10 or 11 inches, though, unfortunately. Out that ball comes to the wing in front of McKellar. That should be 50 because he's taken. He can't go. It's not a free kick. It's a mark. And my understanding, the laws is, Rucus, because it's a mark paid, the person that took it's got to take it. They
Correct.
Can't pay advantage unless there's an injury. And there's not. I think that's Walker at the back. He's floated back. Yeah, it is Walker. He'll be left-footed. Now he's looking square. Goes short, as they like him to do. Across to Gibson. And across to O'Donnell. Reliable backman, both of them. Goes down the line. Looking for Thompson. Get Delures in there. Thompson. Good tackle made. Gang tackle by Polglaze and Grimond. Out of bounds. Just in front of centre wing. It's a behind each. Elapsed time, Louis, is?
4 minutes, almost 4.5 minutes by the time this ball gets thrown in on the far side here, opposite to us on the commentary box side.
Thank you. Davis could have been a victim of pushing the back, not paid. Out the ball comes from Vukovic. Mark in front or over the shoulder? Over the shoulder, O'Brien. Got to give that ball up Xander White, and he will now on the fall. Does straight away. Well, professionally done. White, O'Brien looking square at the moment. He's gone. He'll screw this around to our left, to your right, sorry, his left. Good mark taken, very handy at mark at the back by Fleming. Interesting to see Fleming at the right at the deeps of the back line. Wonder if that's going to be a portent of things to come in the finals. Mark taken by Bayless.
Must be a direct matchup they're trying to exploit there with Fleming playing deep in the back line, David.
Grimmett, who's run alone and unattended this quarter, has already got 4 or 5 posies. Almost a mark to Houston. He's on his natural foot now. Houston goes long, very long, and touched through for a behind. Terrigal Avoca in front, 2 behinds to 1 behind.
That'd be Nick Tomlinson at the back there, David.
Thank you. And early doors here, nice and tight. No goals kicked early on here on a absolutely glorious August afternoon at Hillsborough. It really is a magnificent day.
Sure is, David. Also surprised to see Chad Mayo and Josh Murphy go the long sleeves as well this afternoon.
Got to be kidding me. Mark taken out there. Metcalf running off straight down the spine. You'll find that a lot here today. They won't bother going wide. It's a very circular ground. Jason Van Dam, who was brilliant last week. for Terrigal Avoca. Long ball down there if he's non-dominant. He's got that 60 metres. Houston's got the lead here. Mayo's over there. Putting a shepherd on efficiently was Pete Van Dam. Houston comes inside, but it's picked. Oh, no, misses the mark. Cleaning up very comfortably. That's Mayo, I reckon. Actually, it's Pratt. Coming out here, Tomlinson and his non-dominant. We'll look for Job and find him with the Bohuni haircut. Job looking. Goes short, very. And picked off. Oh, no, it wasn't picked off. Gee, that was a good mark. Under enormous pressure, Vukovic. No, it wasn't actually. That was O'Neill, David. Tomlinson again with his right. McKellar will try and keep that in and does efficiently. Right in front of the camera. Perfect work by McKellar. Shortall comes hard. Thomas gets a little short-handed ball out under duress. Tomlinson, very quick handball, superb. Down the spine. Has he found an open man? It's 2-on-1 here. Walker and Thompson. Can they get the ball? Flint's done remarkably well to beat two men. Now he gets some help. Bayless, O'Brien putting pressure on. Thompson a tackle. Double tackle. And it's a ball up. Glad I got the sunscreen on, Louis.
It is very warm. Beautiful day, however. Davis with a tap out once again, David.
Indeed. Lovely afternoon to be on the Lake Macquarie, I'd imagine, Lucas, with a glass of wine. Be very pleasant out there this afternoon. Rather be here at the footy, though. Right in front of us is Lennon. Uses that body strength. Has a bounce. Look at the angle. He hasn't kicked that. What a superb effort in front of the old boys. Jack Lennon, that is brilliant. That will look superb on replay. Cardiff, 117. Terrigal Avoca, 2 points. Lucas Holmes, then an update from Adcock, please.
Hunter Val, looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Val on the range of affordable SUVs. Starting from just $22,990 drive away with a 5-year warranty and 5 years roadside assistance. Hunter Val, give you more. Book your test drive today.
Score check, please, from you, mate, if you can.
Just refresh this.
Thank you. We've got time.
Early on, David, Gosford 117 leading Killarney Vale, no score.
Thank you very much. Back to the scoring here. Brilliant effort from Jack Lennon. Had the touch of arrogance to take the bounce. And thank you very much for those scores. Warners Bay in front over Maitland early and Singleton in front over Nelson Bay early as well. Up goes Davis. Gets that one out in front of Yench. Tap out coming out towards us in the commentary box. Anyone's ball. Shortall goes the man. It's tough out there today. You can tell these players are in a really good game of football. They're going flat out. Webster, a little grubby kick is effective. No, not Scoos.
He's in 30, David.
It was Scoos, so I got it right in the first place. Puts the bump on. Now here's trouble at the back. Carter's renowned defensive structures. Tomlinson comes in from the side. Little short ball comes out here. That is Gibson going away. Straight down the field. Has a bounce. Gee, there's some room out here. Dust still everywhere. Lennon, one-on-one. Now Bond's got Lennon, and he's pinged him. So Bond's been picked for holding Lennon there, and it was there, I'll tell you. That's 50-metre free kick, and it's been paid against Sander White, and they're coming from everywhere. That's a 50-metre free kick against. Now it should be Price's free kick,
yeah,
because he was the one interfered with. This is the highest temperature of a game we've had in weeks, everybody, and that's a silly free kick by White. Now it should be Price's free kick, not Lennon's. We'll wait and see who's got the footy. Lennon has the footy and it's going to take and kick his second goal. Xander White hasn't got the big coat hook yet, but I'll just want to see if that happens. Lennon to kick his second. And Cardiff go further in. Cardiff 2-1-13. Terrigal got 2 points off a silly, undisciplined free kick from Xander White, which is most unusual. And 2 goals to Jack Lennon, who started off in great form. Lucas Holmes.
Belmont 16-footer sailing club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find us on Facebook, the home of the Black Diamond AFL.
Quick score check, please, from Adcock. Okay, Gosford 2-1-13, Killarney Vale 1 straight 6. Thank you, Lucas.
No dramas.
13-2 here, Cardiff up by 11, 2 Jack Lennon goals early. Yench gets that one out right-handed. Brilliantly read by Bishop. He gets dragged out of it straight away, but there's so much pressure on here. Grimmond! Can he screw that around? No, he can't. That's going at the behind post, I reckon. Just comes into from right to left, and we have a behind. Terrigal Avoca, 3 points. Cardiff 2-1-13 here at Hillsborough. Lucas Holmes and David Redden here with you. Our man Kendall here, as always, on cameras, doing a great job, bringing those great pictures from Martin. He's sitting on top of a dugout today, the great man.
This game just hasn't slowed down, David. We're already 10 minutes in. It just has not slowed down as this ball from the kick goes straight down the middle looking for Gibson.
Dare I say it, Lucas, there's a finals atmosphere today. Do you get that feeling, my friend?
I sure do. Make correction, David. That was O'Donnell.
Thank you, Lucas. Hot contest of football at centre-half forward for Terrigal. They need a goal shortly just to steady themselves. It's interesting to see Terrigal just a little bit rattled early on. And see how they go through it. Davis left-handed, does well. However, taps it down to Borrow. Ball held in, and that'll be a ball up. So in front of us here, Murphy's got Lamb for the day by the look of it. That's 15 and 14 on your screen. Lamb doing that defensive pest work and keeping his body on Murphy, who's left-footed, of course. Davis gets it out. Grimmin gets the crumbs. The mark taken. No, not yet. Mayo gets a handball out. Now, Shortall's got first, but get bamboozled by a dreadful bounce. It's like watching Ravi Ashwin at Edgbaston those last couple of days. Lamb Lucas is nodding his head. He knows what I mean. Oh, big bump there. Good, hard football. No call to ask for, all given, I'll just say. That's dragged out of it. That should be a free kick. Now, Xander White's done enough to stop an advantage there. But then now he's gone. Oh, surely umpire Gibson took the opportunity to go, and White was in. Who's that? Is that Webster at the back? No, it's Lamb.
And play wasn't continuous, David. That's why it wasn't allowed.
Oh, push to the back. Should be against Lennon in front of us. That should be a free kick and has been paid to Jason Van Dam. Ben Lamb's going off over here on the left-hand side after that last crunch, and he's holding a left arm, Lucas, to our left. So Lamb looks like he's going to have to be replaced. Short ball. No, just misses Gretz. Could almost kick that. Goes up the square. Mark and goal. Nelson Brown.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Goal, Nelson Brown. So, Nelson, you're right, it was 13, wasn't it? Yeah,
yep.
Definitely was, Nelly. Good call there. So, that's going to hurt Terrigal. Lamb's gone off holding his shoulder after that last big contest. Good mark and goal from Nelson Brown. Cardiff, 3-1-19. Terrigal Avoca yet to hit the majors, and this will be a worry. 3 points. What a great start, Cardiff. Louis, go.
It sure was, David. And you were talking about, Josh Murphy before. It's actually quite incredible he's back playing football, David. He fractured his shoulder blade about a month ago, so they were fearing the worst initially. Cardiff was speaking to Dean Joe before the game. They're thrilled to have him back only about after a month after his injury, David.
And interestingly here, McKellar's gone to Murphy. So right in front of McKellar comes around and has taken Murphy instead of Lamb. And Polglaze is going forward here at this contest. Jasper Davis jumps off 2 feet and gets right. Gee, must have a natural lead. Well, he does. To do that. Gretz, Lennon's on his own. He's one off with, but Bond uses the body beautifully and beats him pointless on that occasion. First time Jack's been beaten today. Ball out to the boundary line. That might be going out. No, it's still in play over there on the far boundary line. White gets it long. Falls at the ground. Yeah, he had a right to tackle him. He's over the footy. 6 is in there. That's O'Brien. Change of number. Pete Van Dam's in there. Pretty much on centre wing here at Hillsborough. Cardiff up 16 points early on. They would have taken that at the start of the match, I reckon, Louis. This far into the first quarter. What are we? 13.5, 13 3/4. Tapped out of there, not out of ruck contest, so it can go on the fall in front of Davis.
Another boundary throw in on centre wing on the far side.
Lucas coming in as Reddens having another asthmatic cough. Davis and Yench. This lad Davis has got a wonderful leap. Yench using the body. Davis gets that one left-handed. Very quickly becoming very important to Terrigal Avoca. They're going to start roving to him shortly. Held in.
Remember, we had a game fairly early on the season. Seeing Jasper Davis for one of the first times. We're just in awe of his athleticism and his work around the ground, David.
I think he's your age too. I don't think he's much older. Look at that. Look at that for a natural leap over a big man in Yench. Grimmett, who's killing it in this first quarter. Can he deliver up to his forward line? Cardiff defence has been excellent so far. It's what they've based their season on. Marcus DeLille roving at the front there. Gets out wide. McKellar pushed him off. And beats Murphy. And beats another player and then goes down the line. Well done, McKellar. Who's got the sit there? Is that Brandon Thomas? I think it might have been dragged out of it. Lachlan White's coming hard. Delura's out there as well. You can see he's out about in front of the interchange benches for both clubs.
Yeah, it was Jake Island there on Brandon Thomas, David. Affected the spoil, getting another boundary throw in for his defence.
Thank you, Lucas. Throw in coming in. Near the interchange benches here at Hillsborough. Yench in front uses that strength. Right fist gets it 25 metres. Polglaze going straight through. There'll be a tackle coming shortly. Lovely work. Webster immediately gets onto his left foot. That ball falls low. 15's in there. Ireland standing up. That was Scoose. Gets a little short kick out, but did enough. Webster, danger, danger, danger. Hits his man beautifully. Lovely mark. And some treatment afterwards as well. Oh, it's on for young and old over here. Pratt's in 21. In this effects mics, you can hear them asking for 50 metres. And Thomas not happy with the treatment. Shortall's in there. Gee, this is on. The difference in the last 3 or 4 weeks when we've caught some games that have been comfortable today, it's just 5 notches up, Louis. The heat's really on, isn't it, mate?
It sure is, David. Almost 16 minutes, just over 16 minutes in this first quarter, and the tempo has not dropped from either side.
Oh, there's the temperature. Brandon Thomas, clearly within kicking range after his performance last week. I was a bit worried on the drive up here this morning. It was very blustery in parts on the M1, but it's almost perfectly still here. It's absolutely glorious. They wanted the sports drinks in. Oh, it's very warm. Thomas gets underneath it. And they love it, Terrigal. Goal, Thomas. First goal. That'll settle some nerves. Score check, Cardiff, 3-1-19. Terrigal Avoca, 1-3-9. And while Lucas is reading out, I'll get you an update. Away you go, Louis.
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Also a proud sponsor of the BDAFL women's competition.
Okay, we'll just go back to live score. I haven't got that. Yep. That score's not right yet. So
that one,
19-9, and it's on again over. It's on again over here. They're really at centre half forward. There's no love lost at the moment, and Pete Van Dam's putting himself in the line there. Davis has gone off the ball, so I'm imagining that Houston or Harper will take this ruck. Yench gets it. I think it was Houston in 22 up against him, slightly shorter than Davis. Flint goes along with a barrel, gets it over to the 50-metre line, marker at the back there. Beautifully judged. Jalua looks like he's playing loose in defence, Louis, to me. Thompson's gone on the wing. Houston just came straight on, so it must have been Harper in the ruck. Oh, that's a push in the back. Brown, courageous backing back in the pack. And it is on for young and old here today, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. That was pole glaze. Touch crude. And Thompson's got to go. No, he's asking for a Brown. He's asking for a handball. I'm not going to get it. He's going to go square, I reckon, to O'Neill.
And Liam Gibson's already got that headband on. Looks like he must have a cut to the head or maybe the upper eyebrow, David.
Price roving, dangerous. They've tackled him straight away. What's that for?
He's paid holding the ball, David.
Oh, gracious me. Someone. So he's got to have an opportunity, surely. Sorry, disagree. Move on. Van Dam. Grimmin, who's cutting them to pieces at the moment. He hasn't put on the scoreboard yet. Polglaze, right hand. Harper's free. Straight down the guts. At the back, sitting there with a chest mark, should be. And that is Houston, and he is within kick. He's a thumping kick when he gets it going. And Houston a chance to put Terrigal Avoca second on and bring the scores much closer once again. And Houston will kick this, I reckon, 45 to 50 out. Thank you, Lucas. No change of score down there at Adcock. Houston gets it up in the air, very high. Might have faded to the left and has. Terrigal Avoca 1-4-10. Cardiff 3-1-19 after 19 minutes here at Hillsborough in an electrifying first quarter. It has been on. There's been skirmishes, some good footy. And just see how it goes later on in the game. But this is the portents have been a cracker. That ball was marked by Delahunt. He goes short. Finds his man. Shortall again. Now, Shortall's 25 metres out. And Matthew Shortall's a very handy kick from inside 40 metres, and I would expect him to kick this. Commentator's Moz Louis. There you go.
So watch this now. That's what I was going to say.
Still can't believe that. Holding the ball for a kick. That was beyond me. But anyway. Shortall. Looks like he's got a good bit of that. Oh, it's faded to the right and he's missed. Commentator's Moz again. Terrigal Avoca 1-5-11. Cardiff. Terrigal Avoca have no shots. They've come right back in the second half of the first quarter. Cardiff 3-1-19. Remembering that Cardiff got one goal off of undisciplined 50 metres. So are you saying that's Murphy with the headband?
No, Gibson.
Oh, it's Gibson, so he's got a headband on. Thank you.
Murphy's got the long jumper along with Mayo, David.
Uncontested Yench. Has a quiet start, but once he gets his hand on it, he's a dangerous man, Thomas. Elliot Davey medalist, of course, lovely pass to Joby. Drops what he should have taken. Bit hard to see who that is out in the distance. It's Creswell, who's been quiet today. Screws around his left and he gets smothered, so they know he's a lefty. Second chance. Away he goes down the spine. Even contest there. In comes Bishop, who's also been quiet. Haven't let him go. Oh, kicking in danger, I thought could have been played against Vukovic. Not paid. Tackle broken. 2 tackles broken. Yench, second kick in 30 seconds. Gets it to centre forward. 1-on-1. Flint. Lovely strong hands on Lennon. And Flint's a bigger man than Lennon. They should get Lennon on the lead on him. Comes down the wing with a perfect kick to Houston. Absolutely. Or was it Harper? Harper goes down the middle, right down the middle. No one there at the fall of the ball. Who wants it the most? Webster, dangerous, gets a handball out. Jimmy will finish. Don't worry about that. The Triple Elliott Davey medalist shows his quality yet again. Terrigal Avoca, 2-5-17, Louis. Cardiff, 3-1-19 in a fantastic first quarter of football here at Royal Hillsborough. Lucas Holmes.
ISC has been at the cutting edge of designing and manufacturing apparel for elite sporting teams for over 20 years, and they're proud to be the official apparel partner of the Black Diamond AFL.
That they are. I've got their jacket on today, and yeah, so scoring gone pear-shaped there. We'll worry about that later on, Louis. We'll have an update at quarter time with some scores just before we go off air. 2 points of difference here after a bit of class. So first 3 goals Cardiff. Terrigal Avoca striking back hard with goals to Webster and Thomas. Up we go again. The edge just got that one out. Smothered off the boot. Beautifully done. Delahunty gets it out. They like putting him in the ball. He's a big rugged character. Tomlinson, the smooth mover. Gets it coming out. Vukovic comes straight out in front of us. Marking contest. 2-on-1. McKellar, the discipline thing. Where are the Rovers? There they are. Vukovic. Ball misses. Fleming's got good natural speed. Gets it out with a left footer. And picked off, I think. Yes, picked off Yench. Very well read by the big man. And from down Albury Way. Hello to his family. G'day, Kerry, if you're watching. Thompson. Mayo's going to go back from whence he came. And he's got himself into trouble. Where are the Rovers? Oh, here they are. Well done. That's Marcus, isn't it? Yeah, judging by the way of the gate, that's Marcus Delure. Did well. Sorry, it's a bit hard to tell with the sun on these numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Doing the best we can. That's O'Neill, isn't it, in the headband, Louis?
No, Gibson in the headband, David.
Liam Gibson.
Yes.
Thank you, mate. Tomlinson's had one bounce, looking for options, and I did get it wrong earlier. He's a natural right footer. He's just got a beautiful left foot. Coming out, Delahunty screwed that sideways. Mayo should have an uncontested one. He doesn't. And a mark taken by Xander White over there in the forward line. Thought that was Chad's ball. In fact, it's not the forward line. It's almost at centre wing. Xander goes forward. Gets it up. Mark at the back. Not quite Pete Van Dam. Houston on his natural left. Kicked it in there in front. Dan Houston, a goal for Terrigal Avoca. Terrigal Avoca, 3-5-23. Cardiff, 3-1-19 after 23 and a half elapsed time. LJ.
Prime 7 in 2018. Prime 7 has every big game live and free. Coverage includes 4 games every round on 7, mate, including Friday and Saturday night and Sunday afternoons. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
And, of course, Lucas Holmes, ladies and gentlemen, will be at Sydney and Collingwood at the magnificent Sydney Cricket Ground tonight, and that will be on Prime TV because it's a New South Wales game.
It sure will
25 past 7 first bounce, Lucas.
Correct, David.
So if you're interested in watching it and you can't get to the SCG, then go and see if you can spot Lucas Holmes with all of his nuffy Collingwood mates. Just look for the only bloke with teeth in the Collingwood cheer squad. That'll be you, won't it, mate? Yeah.
Top of the Trumper tonight, David. It will be
Trumper
stand. Top of the Trumper will be quite a good night.
It will be a beauty. Sydney for mine. I reckon they're due.
We're going to be in trouble, that's for sure, David.
Interesting. A Collingwood comment. That's very honest of you. Thompson out on the wing. Oh, gone! Who made that? Took a Polglaze, I reckon. Yeah. And Thompson's slow to get up. Polglaze is gone. Spears it straight down the forward. Who's up and who's down? Marking contest, almost a mark. Grimmond at ground level. Houston couldn't kick 2 in 30 seconds, could he? Gets a handball out and sells his mate a hospital hand pass. Comes again. Dust flying everywhere in the dry part of the ground. O'Brien's trying to get the football out. Gibson's over there and there. Bennett, goal! Can't quite pick who that was yet. Just waiting to see who they're going to. And it's Grimmond. Grimmond a goal. 4 in a row from the Panthers. Gee, they've struck back. Terrigal Avoca, 4-5-29. Cardiff, 3-1-19. 25 minutes elapsed time. Lucas Holmes.
Star 104.5 FM. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and has proudly supported the Black Diamond AFL since 2005 as the quarter time siren goes, David.
And the scores 4-5-29 Terrigal Avoca, while Lucas brings those up those scores, and 3-1-19 Cardiff. Cardiff, 2 goals, Jack Lennon, 1 to Nellie Brown. Terrigal Avoca, 4 goal kickers. Jimmy Webster, Brandon Thomas, Jack Grimmond, and Dan Houston Lucas. If I could have the screen, please. Gosford, 3-1-19. Kalani Vale, 2-3-15 at Adcock. Terrigal Avoca here, 29-19. Warners Bay, diabolical kicking. That could cost them 2-10-22 to 1 straight 6 at Max McMahon. Singleton kept Nelson Bay scoreless, 6-5, 41-0. And Wild Lake, similar score there, 6-2, 38 over Lake Macquarie, 2 points. We'll have a short break here at Hillsborough with our short turnaround times. Be back with you shortly. Terrigal in front by 10. Back here at Hillsborough, real family club, real family atmosphere. A lot of people here today. Women's presentations going on behind us after Cardiff won that game. Lucas Holmes, you witnessed today Warners Bay doing the double over Newcastle City Stars, and that's almost never been done in the history of the league in a season. No, David, it was a very good game, very tense, much like the start of this one. Newcastle City Stars having the go over Warners Bay for most of the game, going into three-quarter time 20 points ahead. And then it was the Amy Pittman show in the last quarter, David, kicking 2 goals, and Rachel Evans kicking the sealer. God, Rachel Evans will be hard to stop tonight then. And good on you for umpiring, mate. That's great to see you still staying in touch with umpiring. It was, yeah. No, good to have a run around with Nathan Wilmot of Newcastle City and Rachel Robinson this morning as well, David. Nathan doing that umpiring. He's been doing quite a bit of umpiring. He's a good man, Nathan Wilmot. And Rachel was the appointed the NCCUA umpire. Correct. They've got their trivia night tonight, the NCCUA at Mayfield Hotel, and Warners Bay's got their trivia night down the road at Warners Bay Hotel this evening, Lucas Holmes. So a couple of social events on, which will be great. It will be... sorry to miss it, but it will be a good night, that's for sure, especially if the reserves, which I shall check the score for now, and the men's senior side get chalk-up wins. Yes, that will be useful to see who won in the plate. It was close. Let's have a look there. And Warners Bay really needed to win. And just the way that Luke... Oh, it's 10 points Maitland, so that hurts. That hurts Warners Bay, and very good result for just over. Could you just scroll back at the top for me quickly, and I'll do it very quick. Plate results: Gosford over Wyong Lake, 16 points. Terrigal Avoca here by 27 points, kicking away in the second half over Cardiff. Singleton 27 points over Nelson Bay. The entrance batter Bay 74 over Lake. Maitland 10 over Warners Bay. Muswellbrook 73 over Killarney Vale, and it's 47 blot right now. City and Walton was Newcastle.
It was the 2 o'clock start at Newcastle City and Westwells and Newcastle. That's why only about quarter time as we are here.
Thank you, Lucas.
With Terrigal leading by 10 points, David.
Yes.
So
just quickly, no, actually, what we'll do is we'll come back at halftime. I want to talk to people about an fascinating experience taking place today between Coburg and Werribee. They're springing the 666 today.
Which is also being broadcast
on ABC television,
I think. It's on the 7 Sport app as well, David.
Okay.
So not only into Victoria, accessible to everybody who enjoys their Australian rules football.
And we'll talk about that more when we have a proper break, because I'd love to talk about, especially from where you see it as both a player and an umpire, and where I see it, I think it's a fascinating experiment and one that's got permutations for a great game, Louis.
It's interesting, this trialling in the VFL game late in the season mustn't have many permutations on the finals.
It doesn't. Coburg and Werribee can't make it. Away we go. Davis goes early this time. Yench gets him because he had his hand just a touch higher at the time of impact. Grimmin, who's been scintillating. Delahunty short. Picked off very well there by O'Donnell. Coming right out towards us, or past us actually. That might be out of bounds in the full, Lucas Holmes. And just a matter of who gets the kick. Is it Flint at the back? Yes, it's Flint. Fleming's short if he wants him. On his own. No, he's going to go straight down the middle. One-on-one, Xander White! Oh, he's paid it.
Paid, yeah.
White has taken a couple of speckies in the past when been on here, Louis.
He has.
And probably got a chance to repay his team because he gave away that 50 earlier on. And he'll be kicking from no more than 35 out. And very lovely spot there by Flint, and a good mark out in front by Xander White. Oh, man, you'd want to have some grease on your knees today. That ground just looks hard underfoot, Lucas. I don't think you've got no idea. If you don't come from New South Wales, you just don't realise how dry it's been. Lucas will tell you they're hand-feeding up at Bathurst where he's at uni, and that's just unheard of around Bathurst. White. And I think he's missed that to the right. He has. Terrigal Avoca's only blemish in the last few minutes has been they're kicking 4-6-30 to Cardiff 3-1-19.
Yep.
Cookie out there running the water for Cardiff. Cardiff legend he is. How you going, Cookie? Should take that uncontested. No, Thompson got a lovely hand of that. Thompson's got first dig of the ball bouncing all over the place. O'Brien, a lovely work out to Murphy. Murphy goes forward, one-on-one contest. Lennon, oh, no, it wasn't Lennon. I'm not sure who that is. That's McKellar who's got that kick out. That's anyone's. And Delahunty comes from a long way behind, and Mick picks it off in front of 19, who I haven't got on my list, but that's okay. We'll come back to that. Creswell. Grimmon's out in front, but he's got company. Can he get a ball? No, he gets out bounds out over there near the forest. In front of O'Neill, I reckon. Actually, with that, there's a white knee bandage. That'll be O'Donnell there. That's O'Donnell in that. You can see that knee bandage on his right, which is his plant foot, O'Donnell. He's a lefty. And again, I've got it wrong. It's Liam Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. So, 28 and 29. Gee, they're hard to tell. Gibson's in swayed in bandage. I was right first time. Doesn't happen often, Louis. Tapped out off hands. Thomas trying to get a mark, and was it out of bounds?
Boundary throwing, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might have been. Good result for Terrigal Avoca.
See how they set up behind the football here, Terrigal Avoca.
Not too many loose plays.
No.
Davis is on his own in the square. So Davis is on his own. So obviously he's just staying out forming a ruckman's wall. Tap out Yanch, as you would expect up here against the secondary ruckman. And again out of bounds. Good atmosphere here today. I reckon there's a lot of people here today, and I hope they don't fire out that barbecue behind me, Lewis, because I want the humidity. That's not fair. Contest here. Pete Van Dam actually got that contest out right-handed. He read it better. Delahunty, little short kick. Can someone mark it? No. O'Neill. Good tackle, Grimond. Going straight through. That was almost illegal disposal. Webster. Out of bounds in the full from there. I thought it was behind. So, Terrigal Avoca, goal umpire and boundary umpire in perfect position, I might add. 4-7-31, Cardiff 3-1-19. And I heard some great things about the umpiring in the last quarter, Geelong and Richmond last night. The umpires put the whistle away and let them play. And apparently it was just a wonderful finish. A bit late for me, but everybody was talking about this morning. It's just a sensational game. The umpires played their part. Got to give him credit. Goes the barrel and gets it in the square. No one marks it. Jason Van Dam reads it best. Little short handball out here. He's in all sorts. 1-on-4 was Fleming. Needs to get the handball out of Bondi does. He's looking for people to run off him. Goes back to McKellar, and they've maintained possession there, which was imperative. Goes up the ground looking for O'Brien. Sam O'Brien, not Simon. Creswell gets it out just. That should be a mark to Jimmy and is on the second grab. Now they should be running off him here. One step delivery. Thomas at the back. Down in front. Mayo too big for him. Thomas comes back, roves it. Held in. Umpire says mine. Yeah, when you hear, you've got to give umpires credit. When they put the whistle away and let teams play, even at that level in front of 90,000 at the G, that's wonderful to hear. That's great news. Be good feedback for the AFL and the umpires as well. I reckon, Louis?
Sure is, David. Great game as well. Only 3 points being in it. Yeah,
Gary Birkinshaw will be a happy man today, I'd imagine. Long ball, goes the barrel. It's 2-on-2 up here. Evil bounce. Like a Murley off break. Just went square. Davis will go a 1-2 handball. Jason Van Dam. Oh, downfield too. Grimman goes square looking for Pete. Gets him. Gee, they're looking good at the moment, aren't they?
It's just that crisp ball movement. That
they're away. Webster. Has Jimmy kicked it? I
think he has, David.
Loves it. Great football, Terrigal Avoca. They've kicked 5 in a row. Terrigal Avoca 5-7-37. Cardiff 3-1-19. Lucas Holmes.
Bar TV Sports. Bar TV Sports specialise in the live streaming and broadcasting of local sport, including the Black Diamond AFL. Bar TV Sports, making your game the main game. As the ball is taken back to the centre by the boundary umpires. As David said, 5 unanswered goals for Terrigal Avoca, 2 to James Webster. 1 to Brandon Thomas, 1 to Jack Grimman, and 1 to Dan Houston, David.
Thank you, Lucas. What have Cardiff got to do now? They've got to start... Well, first of all, they've got their hands on the ball. Neither team's shown any inclination to tag anyone, so... And Bishop's hardly got a touch, Louis, so it's remarkable. Mayo goes wide. Very wide and out of bounds. Into the spot last year where Aaron Wivell disgraced himself by attempting to throw one. Thought I'd mention that again there for you, Wiv. He's over there somewhere having a quiet cider, I'd imagine. AC Wivell, the great man. The Ench tap out right-handed. He should go for another tap and does. Tries to hit Thompson, but Delahunty, who's been very good today. That's almost a mark, just goose, not paid. Davis steps inside. He's got to get rid of it now. Does to Delahunty, the exact right time. 1-on-1. Pete Van Dam in front. Over there with Gibson. No, O'Donnell, sorry. Tomlinson. 1 bounce. 2 being closed down by Thomas. And almost a downfield free, I thought, but Tomlinson's got rid of that. Goodness me, it's dry. The dust coming up. Over there, that far wing, and it is Scoos on his own. Usually a good user of the footy. 1-on-1, 1-on-2 contest, really. Remarkably comes out Terrigal Avoca's way and will go out of bounds in the full. Hits the big tree over there, and we have a free kick to...
Metcalf?
Metcalf hasn't had his usual run-off for a halfback, has he, Louis? They have hardly called his name, to be quite fair.
Yep.
7.5 minutes elapsed time. Terrigal Avoca up by 18 points here. Minor premiership of the line, so this is Sheep Station sort of going today, Louis. And a big sort-out before the finals, too. There's a very good chance these two will see one another in August, Lucas, I suggest. Late in August, I beg your pardon. Davis is behind. Yinch uses that big frame, gets the ball down. Ball gets thumped forward. Awful bounce again. Some interesting bounce. Oh, good tackle. Oh, and the tackle's forced a mark to Davis. Turn over there. Not a place you want to turn the footy over. Davis just puts it up at the full forward. Creswell's got the sit, actually. Pete Van Dam roving. Coming out here. Little left-footed kick. Mayo, big ball here. Smart play, Mayo. However, here comes Bayliss. He's in front, being chased quickly. Got to get a handball out, does. Fleming goes back. They know where their players are. Price has hardly got a touch. Creswell. Job comes in with a bit of strong body. Puts it on to Bayliss again and wants to go on with it. And now we haven't called Lamb's name, so I reckon he might be done for the day, Louis. He has not come back since that big bump earlier on in the first quarter, and it was fair too. Davis taps it behind him. Interesting move. Plan move. Bond. Good tackle on O'Neill. And a little bit of skirmish again. Just be settled, guys. This is not a ground you can give a 50-metre away. It's like a 70-metre at other grounds, Louis. Davis goes up, uses his knee on Yench, and that'll be a free kick to Yench. Now, is there playing advantage or not, Louis?
No. Umpire Stewart calls it back.
So just the rule there is that Davis is complaining that he's allowed to use his knee, but the umpire's ruled that he's gone into Yench's back, so he cannot do that. Good decision. Short ball from Yench. Comes out to Gretz. Got a good left foot. Guys,
is that touched? Yeah.
Smothered by Paul Glaze. And Paul Glaze makes a difference as another tall backman in their structure there, Louis. Gee, they've got some big guys. Jason Van Dam, McKellar, Paul Glaze. Sorry.
No, they sure do, David. I've been very impressed with Jasper Davis already. Usually Tom Yench gets off the leash because he's so mobile around the ground, but Jasper Davis has matched him, if not trumped him so far in this game.
Yes. Ball held in here. Yench almost plays like a 6'5" ruck rover. And you can see him come in the game. He's been all right so far. Delua, interesting, he's come off the back line and gone onto the ball. Gretz is there. Yench right-handed down towards Gretz. Bond keeps that ball in, and it's still in. Gretz with a great view on our Kendall's fly. That could be gone and paid. So Gretz has decided to take and control the football, and Bond's trying to get the football off him. And Gretz professionally takes up 5 seconds and gets his backman a chance. Bishop, low, usually pretty accurate. Picked off at the back there by Gibson. Gets it down the wing. Really an aimless kick, to be honest. McKellar. He's going to go backwards or square. Beautiful spot. No, it's Sam O'Brien. No, it's not. I think it's Tom Creswell. Yeah, it's Creswell. Again, sorry. Sun playing a bit of havoc here. One-on-one contest. That's a lovely mark. Taken there by Jason Van Dam, who's gone forward. And Cardiff player not penalised there because the Terrigal Avoca took him next to the man on the mark. Pete Van Dam wanted that football. His brother was intercepted. Comes straight back to Jason Van Dam. You wondered this time, Louis, if he'll look at going long rather than a short ball. Here comes the lead from Pete. And there's an intercept mark right in front. Cleverly done, Cardiff. Well organised. Vukovic in the slot. O'Neill. Gibson, I beg your pardon. No, Gibson in the headband, Louis, as Louis said. Walker gets a handball out. Goes forward and picked off by Kurt Fleming.
Switch has got to be on, David. Out the fat side as Bishop gets the ball.
Scoos is on his own. Scoos is still on his own. Missed him. He's gone towards Harper. Bigger play and Scoos gets the footy from roving expertly. That ball will go out of bounds now. So, bit of a lull in goal scoring. We had goals scored in the second minute by Jimmy Webster, and it's been almost 6 minutes since a goal. So, and that's elapsed time. Terrigal Avoca up by 3 straight kicks, 37-19. Lucas at the next break and play. Score updates, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Van Dam doing the Terrigal thing of tapping it back inside, open up the ground. Yench thumps it as far as he can, right across goal. Dangerous kick. Who can get the football? Everybody's in there. Vukovic, tackle put on by Grimond. All fair stuff, all hard stuff. Fleming trying to get it.
That's not right.
No, you've got to go. I think you're going to have to change it to cup scores, please.
I am.
Thank you. 37-19 here. Tap out, read by Simon O'Brien beautifully. Yench, another kick. Coming into the game, Tom Yench doing lots of work around the ground. McKellar puts it sort of square, really, to no one. Yench and Grimond. Grimond should have him for pace. That's a professional free kick and not paid. That should have been a free kick for over the shoulder. And you can see Grimond, he's struggling there. And he's got blood, has he? Is he bleeding? He's there. There's a blood rule. Oh, it's Yench. So Yench has been forced from the ground with a blood rule. We have to wait until a replacement comes in the field. He can come on whenever he likes. Yeah. He does not need to go through the usual interchange procedure. Thompson's nominated for the ruck, which he's allowed to do as a secondary ruckman. No one wins that. In fact, Thompson gets it on the bounce. Thompson reads that beautifully. Away goes the winger. Straight down the field. Lennon in front. Lovely mark. think he's a bit too strong in one-on-one. That's straight! Can they get there? Jason Van Dam now. I've got to wait for the goal umpire, Lucas. I won't call it is. Jason gets it at the last ditch. Cardiff 3-2-20. Terrigal 5-7-37. Short ball comes out. Sam O'Brien, short. Looking for Scoos, gets him. You cannot leave Mark Scoos alone, although he's been smothered there. Gibson goes short, and a beautiful pass. Top class there.
Borrow, David.
Thank you. Borrow, get the football, goes short again. Contest this time, Bond does well. Bayless, where are the Rovers? Their handball comes out. James Webster usually hits someone. What a pass off one step. This bloke's skills have got to be seen to be believed. Harper will probably have to go full distance here. He's not going to. And he's been picked off.
He's trying to
Borrow.
He's trying to bite off Bayless in the centre, David.
He
Couldn't
was.
get it
Bond
at the top.
in front reads it beautifully. This time in front of Leonard. Well done, Corbin Bond. That's a good battle up there between two mid-size players. Although Lennon's got a couple of inches on him. Bond goes wide. Flinton over the head. Handball finds O'Brien. Out there on the far side. You haven't got a clue who that is. I'm very sorry.
It was Bayless in 4, I think, David.
Thank you. 13 is Jason. Just hits Bishop. So Cardiff have at least stopped them going forward. Here goes Bishop and gets the ball right on the chest of Pete Van Dam. I think he taps out. I think there's a free kick at the back to Terrigal Avoca to Scoos, holding on without the football, and I'm correct. Against O'Donnell, I reckon. So there's Scoos over there. Sorry, I'm just moving my pen around to find Mark. And met his little baby son there earlier today. Looks like a lively little fella.
Great to have a calibre player of Mark Scoos back on the football field as he goes short into the pocket. David looking for Brandon Thomas.
Thomas hasn't really got good service days. You can really crowd the back line here, Lewis. There's not much space. O'Donnell goes down the line. 2-on-1 contest should be Terrigal Avoca's ball, and is. Bond again is at a good couple of minutes. No, sorry, that's Jason Van Dam. I do beg your pardon. Jason won't like that. Goes down the line. And Mark taken, I reckon. Yep, second grabber. Webster straight away goes square. 1-on-2. Pete Van Dam's got to get a ball to ground, and he has. Grimmon's in there. Needs that handball off shoulder. Polglay should run in and finish. Does. Very well right. Polglay's on his own, just unattended. Goal. Terrigal Avoca 6-7-43. Now Cardiff have hit the worry button. And Cardiff 3-2-20. Lucas J.
The entertainment grounds on the Central Coast. The entertainment grounds has quickly established itself, as a premier events location on the Central Coast. The entertainment grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse racing, David. There's a nail-biter happening here at Adcock Park.
Score. You can read the score this time, please.
Goss just waiting for it to refresh in case it's changed. And it has. Killarney Vale taken the lead, 4-7-31, leading Goss 4-2-26.
The people at John Small Oval are cheering every minute. So, and back here, Terrigal Avoca have kicked 6 goals in a row as sports fans. Davis off 2 feet, gets buffeted out of it by Thompson. Yench must be getting treatment for that cut. Darryl Lux says that's mine. Congratulations to Darryl. This is his 301st Black Diamond Cup match in the middle. What a superb performance from the 48-year-old.
Looks like Thompson's gone permanently in the ruck for now as well, David.
Well, yes, I'm surprised that Walker's not out there, to be quite honest with you. Bishop dragged out that other shoulder. That was crude. Very crude, actually. And Bishop's just everything's just changed almost on a Tripney bit. That's decent delivery. Very good defence. There's a handball coming out. Now, who wants the football here? Oh, great handball. Finish Creswell. Misses. Had
got
one
it, David. Oh, has he?
I don't think he hasn't. No, I'm sure his body language said no to me, Lucas. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I can't actually see the goals where I'm sitting. I have to go by the screen, but his body language said no.
It just had to look like the goal umpire had gone to the centre of the goals, but obviously not from where I'm sitting.
24 points of difference, Terrigal Avoca. 6-8-3-2.
Tomlinson goes for a 3-quarter wedge. Look in the middle for, it was Gretz rather, David.
Now, Delahunty's gone long. It's a 1-on. Thomas has got a 1-on-2. Best opportunity to get it behind, and he gets one. by being doing good defensive work. Terrigal Avoca 6-9-45. Cardiff 3-2-20. Elapsed time. We're getting close to half time, actually. Cardiff haven't kicked a goal in a long almost quarter and a half.
12th, 13th minute mark of the first quarter, David.
Thank you. Pratt uses his left foot. McCallagh uses that punch again. Gee, the defensive work being done on Terrigal Avoca's Rovers at the moment is negligent. Not negligent, is negligible. Jack Grimmin is just running amok at the moment. He has just got no one on him. And Job's now on him at this contest at least. Walker's got back on the ball, pushing the back, should have been paid it to Walker against Harper. And that should be a ball up, and is. The dust is coming up like an Indian Test cricket wicket, Louis. Good tackle by Bayliss. He's in strife. McKellar. No, Harper ducks out of it. You can hear the voice of 1P Van Dam in the background. I reckon you can hear him in Warners Bay, the great man. Harper. Ball held in. He's telling me his young bloke Archie's not real at the moment. Big cheerio out to Archie and the family back there on the Central Coast. Good tap out Walker. Used the body cleverly. Delahunty, Bishop. Left foot check side. Metcalf sitting at the back. Tomlinson. Magnificent handball out. And pressure on here from Houston. He's got him in trouble. Umpire gone. Really good work, Houston. That was professional, wasn't it, Louis?
It was.
Work there on O'Neill. In fact, it's gone to Shortall. That's incorrect. It should be Houston. Oh, good mark. Thomas, for once, getting some space and showing the lovely pair of hands that he's got for a small forward. And now distance 30. Where's the Test cricket wicket? 22. 35, I reckon.
Brandon Thomas coming off 8 goals, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 8 against Nelson Bay last week.
Where he was fed by a pretty handy centre-half forward who had guessed it into town, Lou.
Yeah, that's a pretty big understatement, David. Here we go, Brandon Thomas from 35 metres. Thomas, goal umpire, goes to the right, and that's where it stays. Point in there for Brandon Thomas. Terrigal Avoca, 6 goals, 10-46, leading Cardiff. 3 goals, 2-20 after 20 and 3/4 minutes of elapsed time here in this second quarter, David.
Tomlinson, thank you, Lucas. Good work, as always, Tomlinson.
Terrigal with his own offence. Sorry, David.
Thank you, mate. So I was watching Tomlinson. Should have been a mark at the back. Missed. Jason missed it. He's got the handball out. Bishop smothered. Anyone's ball. This is dangerous. Van Dam taps it forward. Mayo at the back like a good backman. Tomlinson. Superb handball under pressure. Job, who's usually a good user. Lennon goes underneath it. Bond gave him 5 yards that time. And over the shoulder from Grimmin. Anyone's ball. Probably Gretz's here. And it will go out of bounds right in front of us. 21.5 minutes elapsed time. Terrigal Avoca up at 26 points here at Hillsborough on a simply sumptuously beautiful August afternoon. It is warm and glorious. Our friends in southern New South Wales and western New South Wales would not believe how nice it is in August at this part of the world, Louis, would they?
They wouldn't, David.
Tap out. Not really anyone's. Ground level. Gretz comes out the back, the blender. Webster over the top. And central umpire says, that'll be mine, thank you.
And on that point, David, weather's getting warm. Must mean it's finals time, which is great for us.
It is.
There's Walker, David.
Thank you. As he needs to be on that ball without Yench. Bishop, that's almost impossible angle for a left footer. Tap through, very professionally done. Another behind Terrigal Avoca. Terrigal Avoca, 6-11-47. Cardiff, 3-2-20. Lucas, that ball's gone through. No, Tomlinson's about to get it. When we come back from halftime, I'll do a run through of the scores, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, if there's another goal beforehand, we'll get a score from Adcock in particular. Tomlinson, short. Got to be perfect in his.
O'Neill.
Thank you. Tomlinson's going to try and get this ball back. Thomas goes with him responsibly. Big contest here. McKellar goes punch. He's called to punch that and does. And after 23 minutes, now that's Tom Yench, I think, Lucas, on the left-hand side over here. It's not a head cut because he's not swathed in bandages. Terrigal Avoca by 27 points. They kicked the only 2 goals this quarter to Polglaze and Webster. Cardiff have not bothered the scorers very much at all since the first 10 or 11 minutes. Jens, right-handed, lovely. Delahunty gets it out somewhat strangely. Brett Gretz is putting the pressure on here. Good body work, Bishop. Big, strong man, little strong man he is. I won't call him big, he'll hit me. Delua. Can Marcus kick an important goal? Jason Van Dam, I think, has marked that. I'll just wait for the goal umpire. Jason Van Dam has marked that in the last desperate line of defence. Goes short to Flint, who finds Grimmin, who for mine's been just about the best man on the ground. He and Webster. Bond taps it over. Cleverly, Houston. Players getting very tired in this warm weather. Pete Van Dam in front. Makes a contest. Rovings, Bayless. Handball out. Creswell. Oh, Thomas is on his own here. I don't know how. He should go run in and kick a goal with a grubber. How does that happen? Brandon Thomas unattended at full forward. Major breakdown. Terrigal Avoca 7-11-53. Cardiff 3-2-20. Lucas Holmes.
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy, the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They're also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. David?
Thank you, Lucas. Something happened at the end of that goal because Thomas has gone up holding his jaw. I'm wondering whether he got a bit of treatment. I was wondering whether there was going to be a secondary free kick. There's not. Ball coming back into the centre. 24 and a half minutes elapsed on. Terrigal Avoca showing at the moment that they're not home, but they're a long way towards securing the minor premiership today, Lucas. They've just been way too good.
They sure have, David. Started off slowly with parts of ill discipline, but Chris Bishop and the like have got them up for this second quarter for sure.
And here's the Rolls Royce, James Webster, in my mind, one of the two best players in the league, clearly, along with Andrew Scott from Singleton. Scoos steps inside, very evasive player, helicopters it. Thomas in front, taps it over. If he kicks this goal, Creswell, that's the assist of the year. Misses to the right. Terrigal Avoca 7-12-54. Cardiff 3-2-20 at half-time. And Nathan Harkness will have wanted that half-time break for 10 minutes. Scores again. Terrigal Avoca 54, 7-12-54. And Cardiff 3-2-20. Just before we go off air and Kendall turns our mics off for half-time, Lucas, please go for some scores. Gosford, Kalani Vale 6-7-43. Gosford 4-5-29. As you know here, Terrigal Avoca up by 34. Warners Bay Diabolical shooting up by 30 over Maitland. Singleton over Nelson Bay by 63. And Wild Lakes over Lake Macquarie by 65. We'll have a break here. Be back within about 7 or 8 or 9 minutes. And with Terrigal Avoca leading by 34 points. Back with you soon. Welcome back to Royal Hillsborough here. Lucas Holmes with David Redden. Lucas, just before we get scores, fascinating experiment at Coburg today in Melbourne, Coburg and Werribee. Just to explain to people, they're doing a test today in first grade. It's being, as Lucas was talking about, broadcast in many different mediums. What they're doing is at central bounces, they're going 6-6-6. So at the centre bounces only, you can have 6 men in the centre third. You've got to have six men each inside each forward 50. And the interesting thing for me, that's one step, but the other step is that the size of the goal square's been doubled in length. So it's 18 metres long. And what they've done that for is so that they can get clearance from behind and get it into the centre. Because once you get it in the AFL at the moment, it's very hard to get out. The amount of repeat scores they get because everybody just locks it in. What are your thoughts? I think they're absolutely fascinating.
Is there any rules or regulations about from stoppages? Do they have to have anyone, like they were discussing it in the AFL about having at least 3 people back inside 450 and that sort of thing?
My understanding is it's 6-6-6 at centre bounces.
Yep. And
they've obviously that in a square.
Yep. Well, I find
I'm fascinated with your opinion.
Well, I'm fascinated on the square because, you have people, commentators, experts, so-called, around the AFL at the moment saying the game's too congested, and that's one way of trying to get that out of the game. But what we've seen today is and what we've seen in some games of the AFL and just in games we've been commentating in general, the free-flowing is what everyone's trying to see and what we've seen in the past. And that's when everybody goes up in arms about the congestion. But if you have regulations put in like that, it's going to take away, I think, in my opinion, some physicality of the game, because then you're not going to have as many people around the ball, so you're not going to see people in the AFL. For example, first person that comes to mind for me is Dustin Martin. Around congested ball is so hard to take down. He's got a massive fend, is what everybody says about him. But players like that will possibly, like we see key forwards nowadays, although they're just trying to come back with Tom Hawkins kicking bags of 7 in his previous games, not including last night. But you might see some people like that, some positions and like that, some traits that people display come about because the game's being changed in that sort of manner.
Thank you for your opinions. I'm really interested in what you had to say. I have an open mind on it.
Yeah.
I love the 18-metre square.
Yeah.
There is a thought in my mind, having played and watched very good women's, having played netball and having watched my daughters play representative netball and my mother.
Yeah.
I don't want our game to become like netball where they are segmented in certain areas.
Zones.
But that's for the whole game.
Yeah.
This is at centre bounces.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really interesting idea. And what I'd love to do is see how it actually works. And what I will be reading The Age and a couple of mediums next week to see what informed people, think about it.
It'll be definitely a stage. I will definitely go back and watch that game, David, to see how it all pans out. Because as you said, it's exactly how you're looking at this game going, possibly in the future. It'll be interesting to see what Steve Hocking, of course, the games boss, and Gillan McLaughlin and those games committees they do over the off season to see what they come up with for the start of the 2019 season.
Yes, thank you, Lucas. Exactly. Well, Wyong Lakes over Maitland in women's. The Warners Bay do the double over the Stars. Gosford over Muswellbrook. Killarney Vale over Port Stephens. Here, Cardiff over Terrigal Avoca. The Novas over Wallsend West Newcastle. And Singleton over Nelson Bay. Lake Macquarie over the entrance, Batto Bay. Back here, Royal Hillsborough, and the ball and all the work's got to be done by Cardiff. Can they come back, Lucas?
Just about to find out, David.
Mind your premiership at stake pretty much with percentages and scores, so let's see what happens. Held in. Good tackle starting early there. And Davis will go into this right contest with the inch. It's been a very good contest. Davis has got such an excellent leap. He's hard work, isn't he? I wonder how Easthoff will go against him, Lucas. I reckon that'll be really interesting.
That would be one to watch, that's for sure, David.
Job. McCullough should have taken that. He was uncontested. Bond gets it out. Is he looking for the line? Very professionally fumbled over the line, I thought. And he's been quite good today, although Jack Leonard's kicked 2 on him. Whistle back here. I don't know why. And throwing coming in. So it's McKellar and Walker. We just caught up with Jack the Beast Monahan at halftime. I met Andrew Walker at Jack's house. And lovely bloke, Andrew Walker. Real nice bloke, young fella. Handles himself well.
Spoke to Arizona Cross in the break as well, David.
Spoke to Zona. She's in good form and was telling us she has got no more footy duties this year. She's going to be some sort of player Arizona Cross, I tell you. She is now at 16, Lucas. Jimmy Webster gets the ball out, goes forward. That's dangerous. Shortle pushed out of it. That's interesting. I think Metcalf's got Shortle, which is an extraordinary matchup. Scoose and marked. Grimmon's no more than, he's 40 out. If that's a matchup, Metcalf on Shortle, surely not. Short ball comes out, and, well, that's the bloke. He's made it all the way from centre-half back, James Webster. And he'll be going in for his third. And when this bloke gets going, he's nigh on unstoppable. Yep. I was saying earlier on, in my opinion, I'll have to put Brasington in there, but in my opinion, the three best players in the league are Webster, Scott and Brasington, and two of them play for one club. But this bloke is just wonderful, just sublimely skillful, and I bet you he kicks the goal. Does short, low, straight over the goal umpire's hat, who didn't move, to quote the great Lucas James Holmes. Terrigal Avoca now 40 points in front, and this looks ominous for Cardiff. Terrigal Avoca 8, 12-60. Cardiff 3-2-20. Lucas J.
Marksman Workforce. Marksman Workforce have been great supporters of the Black Diamond AFL since 2016.
That they have. We thank Mark Stocker and his colleagues there for their support of our footy. 40 points, Louis. Can you see him coming back?
It's going to be very tough. They're going to have it all their own way in this last quarter and three quarters, David. Davis again.
Again, he's been good. And around the ground, he's been really good. So Yench has been great around the ground. Webster, well picked off by Gretz. Tough ball in there. Gretz, a left-hand handball out, picked off by James Webster. Goes short. Beautiful spot to Matthew Shortle. Too far out to score. He's just on half-forward flank. Goes short again and picked off. Cardiff, it's very hard to kick short balls into the Cardiff defence when they're set. Job. Bayless on him. Looks for Nelly Brown. Flint's got this because the kick was poor. He'll step him. Use too much upper body strength from Flint. Goes short. Beautiful delivery to Scoose. And at the moment, Cardiff are betwixt and between. They do not know what to do. And they need a lift from the following players. Simon O'Brien, Marcus Delure, Jack Lennon need to really step up. Yench has been pretty good today, but they need to really get... They're getting belted at the clearances, Lucas. That's the thing for me. Mark Scoose, a very smart footballer. I'd almost back him to kick this. Good view for us from here. Absolutely flushed it. Terrigal Avoca have kicked 11 in a row? 9. 9-12-66. They're up by 46 points, and there is a big crowd here, and you could fair dinkum hear a pin drop. It's very quiet, and Terrigal Avoca flexing their muscles, Lucas Holmes. Away you go, mate.
They sure are. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Support local businesses. Subway. Eat fresh.
So goals to Jimmy Webster 3, Brandon Thomas 2, singles to Scoose, Paul Glaze and Houston. And 3 goals for Terrigal Avoca, Cardiff, Jack Lennon 2 and Nelly Brown 1. Up the ball goes. A throw in favoured Yenchi gets dragged down the ground. Speak of the devil, there's Lennon, goes long. McKellar's read that best. Gets an awful bounce. O'Brien's out here. Simon O'Brien's there as well. Good contest, Pogba. Simon O'Brien, good body strength. Lennon gone. Should have been paid. Price has hardly got a sniff today. McKellar over the shoulder and paid. McKellar gets the free kick. And laughing a bit and enjoying himself at the moment is McKellar. Good grab. Really solid mark. McKellar, chest mark. Forcing backs at the moment. That last mark was Nelly Brown, I reckon.
And Vukovic.
It was number 3, not 30.
Yep.
Across the goal is monstrously dangerous and made look good by the Rolls-Royce, James Webster.
Might just be a bullet, David.
It's not. It's a 3/4 wedge that... Oh, my goodness. He actually should have marked that. Shortle. Can they keep it in? They can. Now, just trying to see. I think that's Fleming out there in the dark. It was. Delore shuts him down. Goes forward. Marking contest. Scoose roving. Dangerous. Tomlinson's out there with him. Handball from Mayo. Well done, Cardiff. Davis gets rid of his man. Good tackle, Grimond. Handball comes out. Scoose turns on a Tripney bit. Gets it forward, and that was actually a bit rushed. And Tomlinson reads it best. Poglace will have to put a holding motion on. He does. Gets on the mark. Trent Thompson, Webster. Reads that beautifully. Really wasn't on. Now, just Jimmy would think, he's not within key conditions. He'll probably hotspot. He'll wait for leads. Goes short and finds. Is that Brandon Thomas? No, there could be Poglace, I think.
Poglace, yeah.
He's got something on his right hand. It's either a glove or a wristband.
Poglace, David.
He's over there in the cricket nets. This is a tight angle here at Hillsborough. He kicks this, it'll be extraordinary. That gentleman having his quiet over there in the high vis, everybody might just have to move out of his way. But I think his run-up will go over the Syntho pitch here, I reckon. Yep. One over the concrete. No. Comes to the right a touch. And I think he's pulled. It's hit the post.
Yep.
Hit the post. Terrigal Avoca 9-13-67, showing no signs of taking their foot off the pedal. Cardiff 3-2-20. It's 47 points between the first and second place sides in the league. And at the moment, Chris Bishop and his colleagues will be very pleased. Short ball comes out, marked by Jobe, who's been okay today, actually. I like Jobe. I think he's a good player, Louis. Very well balanced.
Youngster, Lake Macquarie Jr., David.
Yeah, Lake Mac Jr. Mayo. Lake Mac could do with him at the moment. Simon O'Brien. I'm not trying to be nasty. Oh, picked off. Bond.
Yep.
Bond's actually getting the better of Lennon. He's gone. Now Webster gets a hospital. That ball's going to have to come back around, Louis. What happened was Bond had moved forward off the mark, and Lennon was standing on it, and Bond took it, if you can see on the screen just over here.
Yep.
He's been made to go around the mark, which is correct. Lennon hadn't moved, and Bond actually took it in front of him. It wasn't a free kick, so. Now, I would suggest he's too far out to kick this. But it's not a big ground. Kicks it into the man on the mark. Kicked it like a backman, actually. Van Dam, Jason. Webster's at the back. Takes the ball, takes the possession now. Has he been pinged? He has, holding the ball.
Or a throw, either way.
Delua goes wide. Here's a voice, and it's a good mark down. Is that Nellie Brown?
Yes.
Yeah, couldn't tell on the dust there for a minute. Like the Calgary Stampede at the moment. Touched. And Walker trying to get a mark, and Jason Van Dam professionally gets it out of bounds. There's another bloke. Price, to me, has lost a bit of explosiveness with his significant concussion. He's been very quiet, so they've done a good job on him because he's lethal. But you just haven't seen him in open pasture, have you?
And you won't, because he'll be away from you in a jiffy as well.
Yep. Poglace just roosted forward. Tomlinson and Skews. There's some quality veterans for you. Davis, perfect bump. Really playing good football. He did that on Yench. Gets it forward. Ball comes to ground. This is where Terrigal Avoca's dangerous. Skews on his left. Don't think he's got enough. There's a marking there. No, Mayo does just enough on Shortall. Jobe points to go. Oh, he misses him. Pete Van Dam gets it up towards the hot spot on his left. Oh, as Thomas marked that, he could have been dragged out of it, actually, but not paid. Grimmin courageously goes back and gets it out of bounds. So Terrigal Avoca 47 points up. The next break in play, Lucas, score update, thank you. But not now.
Not now. I shall refresh, though.
Cool. In comes the ball. Davis and Yench. Ball goes short, actually. No one wins the contest. Yench gets a kick out. 3-on-2 here. McKellar at the back. May go backwards. He doesn't. Uses his speed. 1-2 handball. Great work, McKellar. Now he's in a bit of strife. Gets a handball out. There's Delahunty. He's usually composed. Handball out. Bishop. Talk about composed. Left footer and chest mark. Perfect delivery, Bishop. I reckon he's done that 1,000 times in the last 3 or 4 years. Now Harper, who's an okay kick at goal, nothing flash, has a kick 40 to 45 out. And I'll go as far as saying if he kicks this, it's over. Even this early in Louis. You can hear that Lucas Harms isn't disagreeing with me very much. He doesn't mind disagreeing, but this time I think he agrees with me. Harper. Gets a fair bit of that. Umpire hasn't moved. Didn't actually move an inch. And goodness me, we are seeing talk about a. Oh, that's on. After every goal it's on at the moment, there's no love lost. And what a show of force by Terrigal Avoca, Lucas Holmes.
It's not there.
Not been put in?
No.
Okay. Well, we have an unknown player. That's fine. Thank you.
Another goal for Terrigal. 10 goals, 13-73, leading Cardiff 3 goals, 2-20 after 11 minutes gone in this third quarter, David.
Score up that, please, because I don't think the football's in the middle yet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just quickly the top one.
Killarney Vale, 7 goals, 8-50, leading Gosford 5 goals, 7-37, David.
Gosford hanging on. Yanch wins that one. Good body. Simon O'Brien gets it out under duress. Awful bounce. They're going to have to get used to these big, heavy bounces on this hard ground. Polglaze gets swamped. Simon O'Brien again. Lovely handball underneath the tube. Chance hits Cardiff. Delure gets buffeted out of it. They get him off his feet. Walker. Delure again trying to do something. Great tackle by Bond and Webster. Umpire says, mind, very good football in the inside the arc. In fact, just outside the goal area for Cardiff. Up the ball goes. Big thump comes out. Thompson. Well tapped out. Webster smart. Metcalf. Short. And I think Thompson's going to get that. He did. Just in front of us. Hold back, Cookie. And Thompson right in front of the commentary position. Looks like he's steadying for a shot. What's there a whistle for? He's getting him around on the angle.
Getting him around on the angle right in front of us.
Yep. So, Thompson, you can see the angle. It's tough. It's gone to the right. Just stays in for a behind. So, score to Cardiff. Cardiff 3-3-21. Terrigal Avoca 10-13-73. About halfway through this third quarter. 12 minutes, 20 laps time. Ball on the hands of Chris Bishop. Goes wide. Kicks it to a 1-on-2. No mark taken, however. Ball should be out of bounds, and no, it's still in. Shortle over there. Delure, Nellie Brown, Jason Van Dam, Corbin Bond, Jasper Davis. And we'll have a throw in, I think. Just waiting. Yeah, it is a throw in, not a ball up. Davis. Throw in favours Yench, uses his left. Della Hunter, who's been very good today. Good contest being made here. Vukovic and Bayliss. Vukovic does really well. Good football, Vukovic. He was out of position, made a contest, made a tackle. Gets a stoppage. Wife Cherie plays for the Cardiff women's side. Yench again. Dave is a bit late on that one. Oh, well done there by Gibson. Oh, O'Donnell, sorry. Gibson's got that bandage. Jason Van Dam under duress. Gets a short kick out. That's almost 50. He's gone him after that.
And he's got him too.
Yeah. Creswell got unloaded by O'Donnell. And lucky just to get 50 in my mind. So Creswell's going to put them well into attack. This, however, does give them time. Webster. Oh, shows the dummy. Shows some candy. Gets it up to the square. Marking's needed. That's Bayliss. Did he get it through? No. Behind. Terrigal Avoca 10-14-74. Cardiff 3-3-21. 14 minutes elapsed time. Whistle blown here. Away they go. Marking contest. Who's first after it? Job, Delure, and Jason Van Dam. Here's a contest. Jason Van Dam wins this one. And Corbin Bond gets it out. It's very quick closing speed, isn't he, Jason Van Dam, Lucas? For a veteran.
Yep, very experienced centre half back, David. Bond's come into his own too, especially in the second half.
He has. He's now got Nellie Brown. There's a 5-6 inch difference there. He's actually beaten Lennon today, in my mind. Clearly. Bump out from Yench is legitimate. That's not legitimate. That was a straight out push in the back on Murphy. Not paid. Good mark, Tomlinson. Could have. No, wasn't paid. Just got it to ground. Handball comes out. Gibson, I think. No, that was O'Donnell. He's lost a man. He hasn't lost it. Can we just see? I'm having a bit of trouble. Can we have a look next time we look at the back line? I wonder if Gibson has lost that bandage. Because I can't tell 28. I can't see a head bandage anymore.
Well, that's 28 there. Sorry, we should do names here. That's Liam Gibson with the bandage on his right knee, in front of us.
I reckon that's O'Donnell, so we'll get that right. But I can't see that. That head bandage appears to have been moved.
Yeah, so that's 28 there, turning away. So that is Gibson with the right knee bandage, David.
Yench tries to do it all himself from the ruck. At least he's trying. Yench has been very good today. Under the ground, he's in trouble. Ooh, it was almost a free kick to Pete. Not paid. So Tommy Yench will get up, again doing a lot of work. Showing a couple of his other teammates up today, Yench. I think he's been very good. Pete Van Dam goes underneath that. They need it behind and almost deliberately punched through, but well done by Flint. And another behind Cardiff. Cardiff 3-4-22. Terrigal Avoca 10-14-74. And is that Jimmy with the football?
It is, David.
Thank you. Webster. Beautiful kick. Look at that. Straight on. And away goes Jack. Gretz hasn't got the speed to go with him. Terrigal Avoca away here. O'Brien, he couldn't kick it, could he, with 2 kicks? No, picked off in front. Lovely work there by Walker, is it? It's on Harper. No, that was Zachariah Metcalf. Not a surprise. A very good intercept mark. There's a run. Not being chased very hard. And picked off beautifully by Will McKellar. Don't know why McKellar's up there, but he must have been following his man. And McKellar's got a chance here. I would have thought it's pushing it for the goals. Correct. And the ball's bounced away. Tap back inside. Still a dangerous part of the game here for Cardiff. Grimmond. Pratt on his non-dominant does enough. Lennon, who's had a dirty last 2 quarters. Good football, Lennon. Stays on his feet. That was critical, wasn't it, Louis?
Sure
1-2
was.
handball. Comes back to Jack. Not good. Not a good 1-2 handball. Misses Jack Lennon. Bond gets it out of bounds and centre wing. There's the headband there. So Gibson's over here on the bench, Lucas, with the headband. So that is definitely O'Donnell in 29. And there's on the left of screen here is Gibson in the headband. So he hasn't lost it. He's just off the field for a while. Yench should be gone. Pick that ball up. Good tackle. Yench over the shoulder against Yench. Not paid. Simon O'Brien does the dipsy doodle. Turns on his right. And that ball will go out of bounds in front of us from Kurt Fleming. Nelson Brown thinking that was deliberate, but they're into each other again. This has been really interesting to watch these two sides go at it today. Davis, Bishop's being tagged at the moment. Webster's got O'Brien on him. Both of those players are attacking players. Yench, a little short right-hander. This is right in front of us. Kept in brilliantly. Yench, cross kick. McKellar reads it beautifully. Needs to get rid of it and does. Webster, 1 bounce. Why? This will be a good delivery, I reckon. And it's absolutely perfect to Scoos. Creswell on his non-dominant. Oh, mark taken. No, just comes to ground. Scoos, can he finish? No. To the side, behind. Terrigal Avoca 10-15-75. Cardiff 3-4-22. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. It's very hard when they're going in and out of shade at the moment. We're not complaining at all. It's just a little bit difficult to call numbers instantaneously in the shadow and the sun. We'll do the best we can. And my apologies. That's on me, not Louis. Ball comes out straight down the ground. Flint. Good body strength again from McKellar's been real good today. Flint's going to get the chance here. He's going to get a handball out. Going to get it away. Jason Van Dam gets a bomb. A big barrel down the line. Grimmond wants this to hold up for himself. No, it's actually Bayless, David. Bond, short. Oh, intercepted brilliantly. That might go out of bounds in the full unless it was touched off the boot. And it is a free kick to Paul Glaze. He's looking at going back and across all the way, and he's found the room. So as Lucas Summers would say, that's the fat side of the ground, and they've got a player on down that wing. Creswell it is, and now he'll get onto his left. Does go short. Well worked, Terrigal Avoca. And that ball goes out of bounds. In fact, they've gone directly across the ground with all that play, but there wasn't too much risk. Terrigal Avoca up by 53 points. Last couple of minutes of this third quarter. Not too many goals, but goodness gracious me, they haven't kicked a goal since the first quarter, Cardiff. What a performance by the Panthers. And gone. Someone's been tackled by, I think it was Grimmond again, in and under. Long ball comes down the line. No mark taken. Scouter's in there. Rover's in there. Comes out Webster. He'll have too much pace for Metcalf. He couldn't kick it from there. And it's picked off right at the back line. Beautifully by Pratt. There's Vukovic on the left. And there's Pratt with his left foot getting it down the line again. Actually, it goes wide. That's a mark, I reckon. Not paid to Shortall. Got to get on his left. Webster on his right. Gets it up hot spot. Not a mark taken by Scoos. Under a lot of pressure. Gretz over the shoulder. Must be a free kick to Bryce Gretz. And is. 20 and a half minutes gone. Free kick to Gretz. Deep in defence for Cardiff. Lucas Holmes and David Redden with you on Bar TV. Our man Kendall's on the camera doing a great job today. And cheerio to our production guys over there at the office at Ty's Hill. I hope you're doing well, fellas. Grimmon's been superb today. They get that out in front of him, however. 2-on-1. Magnificent. Now Lennon can kick this. He should kick it, actually. Steadies, gets inside. I reckon he'll kick it. Oh, goodness me. They just did enough to put pressure on him. Cardiff, 3-5-23. The step probably wasn't needed at the end, Lucas. He could have kicked that 30 metres out. Terrigal Avoca, 10-15-75. Fleming coming near side. Got to go up. Harper. Got to go for the man. Oh, Houston it was. Yeah, it was touched by the man in front, Yench. Tomlinson, but awful bounce. Here's a chance, Scoose. Handball comes out. Back to Scoose. Can Scoose finish with the snap? Yep. I reckon our minor premium might have been decided today, Lucas Holmes. Terrigal Avoca, 11-15-81. What a performance. Cardiff, 3-5-23, and this sends chills down the spine of other teams. You know the only team that won't be worried about this today is the mob that play in there at Newcastle One Sports Ground. They'll be itching to get at Terrigal Avoca next week. Week off, full strength side, fully fit.
Well, we saw what they did to Cardiff to unearth them as being potentially going through as undefeated minor premiers, David, when they went to Newcastle No. 1 Sports Ground a few weeks ago.
Well, yes, and if you're watching this, if Warners Bay and Singleton are watching this, they're thinking to themselves, gee, if we get into a prelim final against Cardiff, if they play like this, we're a show, to be honest. But Terrigal Avoca have been sumptuous today, and as I said, City will be watching and watching carefully.
And the scary thing is, as Bishop just gets the kick away, David, he's been held fairly accountable today as Chris Bishop, and yet look what they've done.
Yep. Webster's, they can't mark them all, and Webster's just been sublime. Webster have given in mind the two best players on the ground. Delahunty is probably in the top six.
McKellar as well.
McKellar's been terrific. Good mark, Metcalf. Really good on Harper. Handball comes out. Pratt is on his left. Goes wide. Webster's out there, and that ball go out of bounds. Yeah, Webster and Grimond for mine, clearly the best two players on the ground. And, look, Elliot Davey votes, I reckon, are in there for a couple of those players that we've mentioned. Yench has been pretty good today, to be honest. Yeah. He's been solid. And some of their other star players have just been overshadowed a bit today. And I would have thought that the problem is if you go to Bishop, that leaves Webster free. Contest coming. And if you go the other way, the other one's free. I think Jimmy's more damaging, but Bishop's just got such good delivery as well. Waiting for the bounce here, Bond. Push off from Brown.
It was Yench at full forward now, David.
Tom's gone up there. Thank you, mate. Little short kick comes out, picked off by Simon O'Brien, who could almost go for home from here. Doesn't. It's going to go straight down McKellar's throat. Beautifully read. They should be coming near side. He hears the voices. Scoose is free and can run for a while. Goes down the line with a bit of a helicopter. It's not a real good kick, actually. Beats everybody. Thomas, who's had a quiet day at the office, picks his ball up, however, goes square. And a mark taken, I think. Yeah, low down by Polglaze. I think might be cramped a little bit, but he's not in too much pain there, killing them this afternoon. And Polglaze will have a kick just off centre. Not too much anger to worry about. Kendall's Bar TV pictures will tell the story here. So when he takes his run up, we'll stay silent. And there he goes. He pans back. And let's just go. Polglaze on Bar TV. Kendall's camera. Another one. Polglaze is second. Terrigal Avoca have kicked 12 goals straight. Remarkable performance against the second place team on the ladder. Terrigal Avoca 12-15-87 and Cardiff 3-5-23. Yes, Lucas, we have time for an update from Adcock, please, if you don't mind first.
I can. Killarney Vale, I'll just refresh, but at this stage, Killarney Vale 8 goals 11-59, leading Gosford 5 goals 12-42.
And again, the Maggies will have their eye on that score at Tulkabar. And just waiting for and they're up, aren't they? Yeah, they'll win that game. Yep, okay. Three-quarter time here. Excuse me, Terrigal Avoca 12-15-87. Cardiff 3-5-23. Jimmy Webster's got 3 goals for Terrigal Avoca, 2 each to Mark Scoose, Josh Polglaze and Brendan Thomas. Singles to Jack Grimond, Dan Houston and Brendan Harper. 2 goals to Jack Lennon in the first quarter. And Nellie Brown also a goal in the first quarter for Cardiff. We'll have a short break here at Royal Hillsborough and be back with you shortly.
G'day, Rabbit and Julie Goodwin here from Star 104.5.
We love the Central Coast and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery,
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 to 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990.
Welcome back to Hillsborough, where Cardiff are leading Terrigal Avoca by 64 points. Lucas has just gone onto the main webpage, and I'll just do a run through. Cardiff 59 over Gosford 42. Warners Bay 90, 11-24. That's quite extraordinary. Maitland 16. Keep going, please, mate. Singleton 16, 12, 108. They get the bye next week, and they've secured themselves a fifth and fourth final, probably against Warners Bay. And Wyong Lakes going along comfortably against Lake Macquarie. The game of interest at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, is that top game on the BDAFL website, bdafl.com.au, is Gosford and Killarney Vale. Gosford hanging on like a limpet, shooting not good from either side. But Killarney Vale stay in there. We have a humdinger of the last game, Gosford and Wyong Lakes at Adcock Park next week. And that's a sudden death. That's a sudden death for either of those two sides. Here, of course, Terrigal Avoca have been, since about the 15 to 16 minute mark of the first quarter, LJ, they've been scintillating.
Yeah.
And mate, I hope you enjoy Collingwood and City tonight. It's a good opportunity for you to go and watch your lads at one of the world's great sports grounds.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, having been in there for a game of football for a while, David, because if you remember that when Stadium Australia, because of the capacity there, but since they've done the renovations of the SCG, it will be thoroughly enjoyable. Hopefully with a win at about 10 o'clock this evening, but as I said, it's going to be very tough, David. I think Jeremy Howe out structurally is going to be a big problem for us.
Vastly underrated by people in Victoria and South Australia how good a ground it is. Tommy Ench wins that tap-it against Davis. Davis has won the contest, though. Push out, I thought, against Scoos. That was a push on Tomlinson, but missed. And Scoos has got an early chance to put a goal on. He is 40 out, Lucas Holmes. 45, I would suggest. He's a very calm, measured person when he speaks to him. He really is a decent, thoughtful, intelligent human being.
So very good thinker, as you anointed to.
And if there ever was any doubt, Mark Skewes' third goal makes it no doubt whatsoever. Terrigal Avoca, 70 points. And I'll repeat that, ladies and gentlemen, it is significant. 7-0 points ahead of Cardiff. Terrigal Avoca 13-15-93. Cardiff 3-5-23. Lucas?
Hunter Haval, looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval on the range of affordable SUVs. Starting from just $22,990 drive away with a 5-year warranty and 5 years roadside assistance. Hunter Haval, give you more. Book your test drive today.
Melbourne Street at East Maitland and in Cardiff for Hunter Haval, our much appreciated major sponsor of this, our Black Diamond Football League. Davis, the throw went slightly sideways and suited him and he got the tap out. Left-hand handball from Webster, who's had it on a string today. He must have leather poisoning, I reckon. Murphy's gone back, which is very interesting. He's done that before, however. I still don't think that shoulder's right. Scoos for his second in a minute. No, missed. Behind. Terrigal Avoca 13-16-94. Cardiff, I repeat, have not kicked a goal since the 10th minute mark of the first quarter. Or 12th minute mark, Lucas, please.
13th.
Oh, well done, David, you idiot. As always, shown up by Lucas Holmes. I thought I'd remembered it correctly. My memory's okay, but anyway.
That's all right, David. It's only because I've got the stats right in front of me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
lovely mark. They've paid that mark. Now, I think he has paid that mark to Marcus. Oh, no, it's a push-out. So it's a free.
Right? It is Marcus. It's just
it's Marcus.
Sorry, it is. It's the son.
You can see the hair, the hair looking like Pepe Le Pew in the distance. Flint goes long. Pete Van Dam, good grab. That should be, not paid. Did enough, didn't he? O'Donnell. Gibson. Skews gets it out. Under enormous pressure here.
Ooh,
that's deliberate. That's blatantly deliberate. Oh, my goodness gracious me. David, just take it easy. Just be still my heart. Terrigal Avoca 13-17-95. Cardiff 3-5-23. Lucas,
in all seriousness, that's probably one of the ones we've seen that we've all both agreed on and gone that was surely deliberate, as Tomlinson goes short to O'Donnell, swing around on his left and come to this commentary box side.
Jason Van Dam the sit. Oh, Corbin Bonds and Lennon has sat down and roved that beautifully. McKellar has the sit. Another good contest made by Cardiff. Where was this earlier on? Big tackle made, and it's centre half. It's interesting for me that when Lucas and I react the same way at the same time on an umpiring decision, that actually doesn't happen very often. You often have a bit of balance, and I go out in a tangent because I'm a nuffy. But in that case, I think it was blatant. Davis, beautiful left-hand palm down. Spork just squibbed out of there. Job's gone forward. McKellar, good tackle, doesn't want to sling him. And did you notice there he had his arm ping? I'm grabbing Lucas's arm. Now, that's the dangerous tackle. What's that cost Dangerfield the Brownlow last year? And he didn't do it. He just kept him up, which is the sensible play these days, Louis. Davis off with that beautiful natural jump. 56 Peterson it was, indeed. Dragged out of that by Marcus. Can he do something with the football? Gets a handball out. McKellar. Well done, McKellar, who's been a monster across the back line today.
That will be a very interesting discussion we'll have shortly, David, for Subway Morissette player of the match. And we sort of went in on that tangent late in that third quarter.
There are three.
Grimmond, Webster, and the remaining.
McKellar. Davis fourth.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, no, I'm happy
with those. To be fair and transparent, Yench will probably get in the top 6 or 7 on the ground. He's been solid enough today. Smothered. Coming out of it. That should be touched. No mark. Paid, however. Red and wrong again. Bishop. Goes wide. Out into the shadows. Della Hunty, is that? Can't quite tell. That's Simon O'Brien. Picks up the scrums, the crumbs. Delua keeps that in. Marcus kicked the goal. And that is a goal. Jack Lennon kicks his third. Touch, Lucas.
Oh. Who was that?
Here. Fleming. So behind Terrigal Avoca. So that should, I think, be 3-6-24.
Did I change that then?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that should be, it was 3-5-23. That should be 3-6-24 there, Louis. Thank you.
Must have missed it.
We'll just check that with Paul Redmond in a moment. Brant Jobe. Now, is that a throw? There's a whistle.
Or is it holding? No, sorry, holding off the football as there is a skirmish.
Yeah, now they don't need to start skirmishing. That was the stuff earlier on.
Yeah, 3-6-24
3-6-24
score behind us.
Yeah. So what I don't know is who's got the free kick. Gibson's on the mark, so it's a Terrigal free kick. Bond going backwards and across. Hits Jimmy Webster. Now, Webster won't go off one step. Proves me wrong again, does. And away they go down the line again. Terrigal Avoca opening play up. Good contest there, one-on-one. There's been a lot of those today. Polglaze gets it out. Handball of Pete Van Dam. Smothered brilliantly off Creswell. Ball comes out and goes out of bounds. Very big contest there with O'Donnell and
it was Gibson, sorry, David. With the smother, it was Gibson.
It was Gibson.
It's hard.
I am having issues today. I'm still not quite sure who's got the advantage on after all this time. Anyway, so see, I can't tell if that's 28 or 29 there. With this, he's got dirt on his back. So we'll just see if we can get in focus here. It's this play with the bandage.
You just turned around to us.
That looks to me like that's 29,
which is
too. O'Donnell.
So you did get it right, and I got it wrong.
And that's Gibson on the left here with the head with the King Tut net advantages. Van Dam, that should be gone because he's taken out of a ruck contest. Automatic. Yep, thank you. They're the rules. He had to get rid of that. And away comes Gibson, headband, and Darryl Luck said, come back here.
Yeah, hadn't gone behind his mark, David.
Correct. Second time that's happened today, and both times they've been spot on.
Yep.
The next break in play, Lucas. Adcock, please.
Yep. Just refresh it for us.
We've got a chance now, quickly.
Yeah.
Read it out, please.
Yeah. Killarney Vale 9-12-66, Gosford 5-12-42.
I find it hard to believe that Gosford can kick 5 goals in that period of time. Jenschke uses the body strength, can't quite take the mark.
Especially considering they've only kicked 5 goals all day, David, as well.
Brandon Thomas, yes. So all portents lead to a thrilling final round in football next week, Lucas Holmes.
Just the way we like it.
Oh, yeah. Davis gets a tap out. Going backwards. Good step, Flint. Puts Grimmin under all sorts. Gets a lightning handball out. Sam O'Brien puts it up. Good tackle made in the middle. So much happening today. It's been great footy. It's been a wonderful performance by Terrigal Avoca. And I thought after the first quarter, I think I said on air it was an electrifying first quarter. It was. But since then, it's just been pedal to the metal stuff by the Panthers. The Inch has not stopped trying all day. Polglaze under pressure. Off the ground, Metcalf, I reckon, who's gone forward.
Touched.
Behind, 3-7-25. And Fleming, who's played back today, which I think is very interesting. And Lucas is nodding his head in the foreground. Matthew Shortall, best mate of Drew Petrie. Coming hard with Scoose.
When you have that man playing forward is probably why Fleming's gone back, David.
Yeah, structurally it suits them. Scoose is just, as far as I'm concerned, he's lethal. Creswell, handball comes out to no one in particular. Bishop has a look at Murphy. Ball's on the ground. Bishop! Misses. Terrigal Avoca 13-19, 97. And that's the only blemish on what has been a superb display. Tomlinson, magnificent spot to Gretz, who drops it. Grimmin puts him under pressure. The ball stayed in. Jack's done that so well. A throw.
Holding.
Thank you. It was
Free
either
kick.
holding or a throw. So 10 minutes gone, almost 10 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And this one's over. Terrigal Avoca up by 72. I find that remarkable, to be honest. I cannot believe this scoreline. That barbecue is smelling evil, Lucas Holmes. Why they have to cook that? It's not good. It's a bit hard to have a sausage sandwich when you're broadcasting. I don't think our league operations manager would appreciate it very much.
I definitely agree with you on that one.
We have standards here. Jack Grimmin, smothered by Gretz. And I'm sure that Grimmin will come back and try and make good for that. Fleming's been dropped out of it. Gibson, he's going to go square and backwards. Oh, that is so dangerous. That's across his own goal, and Bayless has picked him off. That sort of sums up Cardiff's last 3 quarters for mine, Lucas Holmes. Your thoughts?
It doesn't. Bayless has been fairly good today as well, David, just popping in and about when he needs to.
Couldn't agree more, Lucas.
As that sun starts to dip, it's quite pleasant now.
Not bad at all. Bayless, 30 metres out, just needs to be kick it true. Has. Just waiting for the goal umpire there, Lucas. Yeah, it is. Jake Lowe goes back to the centre. He knows how to give a decision. Bayliss is first. Terrigal Avoca have cracked the century, which Virat Kohli will need to do tonight if England have been in that wonderful test match at Edgbaston. Terrigal Avoca 14-19, 103. Cardiff 3-7-25. LJ.
Belmont 16-footer Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of their premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find us on Facebook, the home of the Black Diamond AFL. And this ball is just being brought back to the centre. Umpire Stewart. Off we go. Yanch and Davis. Yanch gets the ball out. It's tunnelled under. It's Grimond in under there. Ball is pinned to him. So we'll have another throw just adjacent to the centre circles here, David.
Thank you, Lucas. Good tackling there. Grimond, I've been impressed with Grimond's in and under work today. He's been really strong. Good tackling. Using his speed as well. Yanch, throw in. Shark by Webster. Pratt, left-footed round the corner. Jason Van Dam in front. Can't quite take the mark. Contest made by Nelly Brown. Jack Lennon immediately wrapped up by Bond, who again doesn't sling him. He gets him to the ground legally. And ball up here. Last 10 minutes of this game, Terrigal Avoca up by almost 80 points, which is an extraordinary result. I'm sure the nuffies on social media will have to say a few things about this tonight, but some of those keyboard warriors don't deserve the airtime they're given, I reckon, sometime. Now, just while we've got a break with the ball being taken out of the forest, and I think that one's over, isn't it?
Yep.
So Kalani Vale are up by 31, and if everything stays as is at the moment, in fact, I'm happy to call that now. So if Kalani Vale are going to win that game, and Gosford have been on 5 goals for an eternity, meaning that we have a pulsating next round, which we'll discuss at the end of the day. Lucas has to go quickly, but we'll make it. We'll even do it in a few minutes' time. Brown, one-handed, should have gone with 2. Good tackle on Yench. Or is he going to play it holding the man against Bond? All right. And Yench will come back. And Yench has done a lot of ruck work today. I think Yench, perhaps at the start of this season, was a little underdone with condition, and he's come right back. He looks very fit to me. He's moving well. As the Elliot Davey medalist from 2017, and gave one of the funniest speeches I think I've ever heard, in which he pasted his mother for not having internet skills, which I thought was hysterical. How are you, Kerry, if you're listening? And also Peter and Catherine DeLure down there, one of great supporters of ours here at Bard's. They've been so nice to Lucas and myself, and it's good to know that they're watching us down there in Melbourne.
Play down, just receiving a bit of treatment from cramp, I think, David,
I think
there in the background.
Just cramp, I think. Shh. Delahunty, who's been terrific again. And Scoose is he's beaten Tomlinson. There you go. And that's an interesting matchup because keeps Tomlinson busy. One-on-one contest, Shortall. Gets it to ground. Delahunty should run through. Oh, so unselfish, Delahunty. Remarkable. That's just great football. Matthew Shortall's first goal. And Terrigal Avoca showing no signs of taking the foot off the gas at all. 15-19, 109. Cardiff, I remind you, haven't kicked a goal for 3 quarters. Lucas Holmes, 25.
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Also proud sponsor of the booming BDAFL women's competition, David.
Which is getting really interesting. And the team that is going off the charts for mine with all of the injuries being suffered is Wyong Lakes, who are just winning and winning. And as we've discussed in the last couple of weeks, if Beck Ives comes back from that foot, wow, that gives them all sorts of weaponry. They've got 2 of the best backs in the competition in Sarah Ball and Emily Bohan. Alexander Pearce is just a beast on the ball. They've got Elise Williams, they've got Nicholson, they've got winners all over the park.
Monique Madalena.
And Mon sitting back there at fullback. So, how you going, Mon, if you're listening? And we had the pleasure of speaking to Rebecca Ives at Women's Round.
We sure did, yeah.
Very composed and mature and intelligent young lady. Very good to speak to. Jason Van Dam goes long. Brandon Thomas has got to sit and wait. Punch out comes from the Cardiff defence. Anyone's ball, really. Comes out to Peterson. Goes long. No mark taken. Bond's done a great job today. Ball comes wide from Flint. Running hard as Thomas gets an awful bounce. Delahunty delivers after him. Thomas will try and find someone here. What a delivery that was. Great defence, actually. Really, really good. Good punch. Huey Nell gets that ball out. Huey. I'm going to say the player's name. I think over the shoulder to Walker. Should be over the shoulder to Andrew Walker, I reckon. Who's had to go back and play on Houston because of size matchups. Webster in front, gets it to ground, and it stays in remarkably. Chad Mayo gets it off to Thompson. Gets it off here to Gibson. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Good football, good running football. Almost a mark, just not quite taken. Jason Van Dam on his left. Shortall. Thought he'd go, was going to give the handball, thought better of it. Now, Grimmon's on his own. That's an interesting. Metcalf's run straight past him. Grimmon is still on his own. Now, Grimmon's got free at this contest if he can get to it. He can't. In the dust bowl here. Ball comes out. Nelson Brown goes onto his left, goes square. Thompson and Scoos. Let's see how they work this out. Coming straight at us, and Scoos does a very good job. Lucas and I were bracing. We thought we were going to cop it, and I can tell you that Trent Thompson's a big individual. Lucas would have handled him, just picked him up. Dropped him, wouldn't you, big fella?
I would have been running, David. That's what I would have been doing.
You're a good man. Good tap out there from Metcalf in the ruck, actually. That's interesting to see Zach in there having a crack on the ball. Gets the football here. Just gets rid of it before he's tackled. Been a lot of those today for Cardiff. Lovely kick coming out there from... Couldn't have been Joe. That wasn't 18.
It was Borrow.
It was Lucas, thank you. It was 16. Yanch, who's well within his rights to have a ping here.
Yeah.
We've seen him kick him from inside the square at Newcastle number 1 sports ground. So I would suggest to you that he's well within his rights, and he's earned a cricket goal. He's been good today.
And some long bombs at Monica as well, David.
Big long bombs at Royal Monica. Isn't that a lovely ground? Lucas is just nodding on the side ground. It was our privilege to be there earlier this year.
Sure was.
Watch a pretty handy Canberra side just quietly.
Yep.
Yanch gets it up. Looks good to me.
It's gone a long way.
Tom Yanch kicks Carter's first goal for 3 quarters, and I kid you not. Very well deserved from the big man. Carter 4-7-31. Terrigal Avoca 15-19, 109. Lucas, last score update, please, that will give everybody nearly the end of the day here. This will be the last score update we'll give from Adcock. We'll just wait for a refresh. Read the score out, please, mate. It's so good as me.
Killarney Vale, 12 goals, 14, 86 have kicked away from Gosford, 5 goals, 12, 42.
Wow. Warners Bay, 24, Singleton, 22-15. That'll help their percentage. And Long Lakes, 19-8 over 1-7. Okay. So, Metcalf on the ball. Davis outleaps him. Simon O'Brien can't get it out. Shadow's starting to go over the whole ground, which helps a bit. Nelly Brown leading the way over there. Shortall trying to put pressure on. Shortall comes back for more. Held in. 18 and a half minutes gone here at Hillsborough. Terrigal Avoca up by 78. Is that Lucas? Yes.
Yep.
78 points. Have a safe drive to Sydney tonight, sir, and have a safe drive to Bathurst during the week.
Thank you. No. Can't wait to get down there tonight and watch some quality football between 2 quality football sides from this season.
Yep. I can't tell who kicked that. I've got no idea.
It's out in the full anyhow.
Gone out of bounds in the full. I suggest it could have been Borrow. Just looking at his gate, could have been Borrow. So, out of bounds free kick, deep in the pocket. We've only got a couple of minutes left here. There haven't been that many goals kicked. We won 4 kicked in this last quarter. There won't be that much time off. Ball being extracted from the Daintree. Actually, there's only one ground with a Daintree. That's Nelson Bay. We'll just call that subtropical forest, eh?
That does drop down to a creek behind there, though, David.
You played footy and cricket here, have you, Lucas?
Not cricket, no.
Footy, definitely.
Football
many times,
for
I
many
imagine.
years,
yes. Lucas Holmes, ladies and gentlemen, star half forward flanker for Warners Bay. Jack Grimman coming down the line. He should go to Thomas here if he can spot him. He can't. Doesn't have enough time. In they swoop. Great tackle, Kurt Fleming.
It's high, though.
Oh, geez, I thought he'd done enough, but yeah, fair point. That goes to show their mindset. They have not stopped. Cramp down here. That is not a surprise. That's not a conditioning issue. That is just how hot it's been here today. Lucas and I looking directly in the sun, and we've given each other. We've both had 3 or 4 sets of sunscreen. It's that warm. It's like being in my part of the world up in Orange in the middle of summer. It's that warm. O'Donnell on his left. I think that's gone out of bounds in the full. No, it just drops in.
It's hit the behind post.
On the bounce, though, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. My tablets had a nana. If I could say the word that Lucas Holmes just mouthed off air, I think we'd be banned from air. Doesn't help us sometimes, the live scoring.
Update. No, I don't.
No. We'll have it back up and running. We know that Terrigal Avoca are up by 78, deep into the quarter. And a ball up has been held there. It's very hard. Actually, it's quite hard to see at the moment, the play with this sun and shadow. Lucas is not having a happy couple of minutes because my tablet's cracked a nana again. Tap out comes out here. I've got to really concentrate on this. I think a free... No. Has Luck found a free kick? No, he hasn't. He's got a ball up right deep in the pocket. And live scoring will be up again very shortly. Yench, double, triple tap. He can't... He's got... If they've paid that last free kick against Pete, he's got to go. He was the ruck contest there. That should have been a free kick, but not picked up. So we're back live with Terrigal Avoca up by 78. Lucas has resurrected as he has done so many times this year. Grimman tackled beautifully. Gretz in there. Real congregation of plays. The ball's not moving very far. And we have Terrigal Avoca up deep in the... Can't be more than a minute and a half left. Great tap out forward. Grimman pushed out of bounds by Gretz. Gretz doesn't tackle him over the line, just lets him go. Boundary throw in 5 metres away from the left point post. Jentz has grabbed Harper there flat out, just been missed. This is like a rugby maul at the moment. There'll be 30 players around the ball. And again, if you get a chance to watch Coburg and Werribee with the 666 and 18 metre square, give yourself a... I'm going to find it. Yep. I'm really interested to see how it works. Tap out again. Ball clears the area. That's Peterson in 56. And a mark taken by Polglaze deep in defence.
Interesting too now, David, with Werribee used to be the feeder club for North Melbourne, which they're no longer, so two standalone clubs there, Coburg and Werribee.
And if my memory serves me correctly, Werribee were once the feeder side for the Western Bulldogs going back.
Yeah, they were before they had the association with Ballarat.
That's right, because Scott West retired when he was a Werribee player, and he could hardly run. Bayliss, under pressure, again Cardiff. Oh, great tackle, Scoos. He might be in trouble here. Umpire says... Mine, think you. And we have a ball up. We've gone 24 minutes in this quarter, so the siren imminent. Ball smothered. Mayo, O'Brien, wide, picked off by Bond, who's been terrific. I think he's a Kalani Vale junior. I'm sure he is. Bond picked off there by Pratt. One of Bishop's rare mistakes. Pratt goes long. Flint and Thompson. Thompson gets a little grubber on the ground. Very cleverly done. Jason Van Dam, as he so often does, a left foot raking kick as far as he can. Needs to tap that out. Thomas smothered off the boot. Bayliss. Can he get a disposal here? He can just. Coming straight through was Sam O'Brien, or was it Creswell? Shortall turns around his right. Should go back here. They'll have blokes behind. Grimman. Good defence, Cardiff. Desperate defence. O'Brien, they're not stopping. Goes wide. Gibson. Right-hand handball. Peterson, chased by Bond. Trouble, gone. Again, there's an indication of the effort of Terrigal Avoca. 25 and a half minutes in on a 23-degree day at Hillsborough, and Bond's dropped him. So, for mine, they've been switched on from 15 minutes in. They've just been superb and brutal, actually.
Yeah, dropped him as in legally as well.
Sorry, yeah. That's all. I didn't mean anything
else. I know.
Lucas is enjoying himself at my expense again.
And there it is.
Full time, 25 and a half minutes, almost 26. So scores. Terrigal Avoca, remarkable. 15-19, 109. Cardiff, 4-7-31. Goal kickers, Terrigal Avoca, Mark Scoos 3, James Webster 3. Doubles to Polglaze, Josh Polglaze, Brandon Thomas. And that's all the doubles. And then singles to Matt Short or Lachlan Bayliss. Jack Grimman, Dan Houston and Brendan Harper. Cardiff, 2 goals to Jack Lennon, 1 goal Nelson Brown, and Tommy Inch 1. Lucas, I know you've got to go. Subway, please.
As I said, we must just go over it again. We sort of brought it to 3 or 4 players, didn't we, David? Grimmond, McKellar, Webster.
I'm happy to go with your choice.
I mean, I'm interested. Webster did so much work through the middle and going forward, and so did Grimmond, providing that in and under run and going forward as well. But I still think, not with Cardiff not scoring goal for the best part of 2.5, 3 quarters and holding up that back 6, I think Will McKellar, in my opinion, was the best player on the ground this afternoon.
Subway Morissette Award today goes to Will McKellar from the Terrigal Local Football Club. A magnificent performance by the Panthers, firmly establishing them as the favourites for this year's premiership and just about guaranteeing them the minor premiership and that precious week off. On behalf of Lucas Holmes, who's got a dash off to go and watch his beloved Collingwood at the Sydney Cricket Ground against the Swans tonight, make sure you're watching on Prime TV, one of our sponsors, 7:25 first bounce. On behalf of Lucas Holmes, my name's David Redden. It's been a pleasure to bring you football here on a magnificent day at Hillsborough. Not real good for Cardiff, but a great day for Terrigal Avoca. Lucas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David. See you, everybody, next week.
Thank you to Kendall and thank you to our team at Tigers Hill. All the very best. Good afternoon from Hillsborough.